I don't know why I'm even doing this, just because it's kind of where my first playthrough Permadeath format started, where that was in like 2016. I did the original Diablo for the first time as a first playthrough, also Permadeath, and so I guess I can kind of take ownership of that format because I've never really seen anybody do it, or at least not do it as like a major repeatable format where they play like every game that way or a majority of games that way. Okay, so let's just see. Oh, it's gonna show the cutscene, but it's not gonna capture it probably. That's too bad. It is a mobile game. What do I expect? Guess I could just do display capture for this part.
Its corruption spread. If humanity is to survive, they must stand together and face the rising darkness. Though that may not be enough.
Yeah, I do have to praise them for at least releasing it on PC at the same time as mobile. That was a good decision. Because remember the whole meme, don't you guys have phones? That's basically the only thing I know about it. And is this some out of season April Fool's joke? Open beta. So it's not actually open in full screen, which is very... No, I don't want to repair. I want to look at settings. Or are there no settings? So it's open in like some kind of weird way. Is that like the server? Have you played on mobile? No, I have not played on mobile. Are you sure you want to continue? If you previously played... No, I don't even want to start it yet. Exit game. I'm trying to look for a... Maybe once I'm in game, a settings option will work, because game capture is not going to work when it's not even full screen. In chess, a knight or a bishop? Me personally, I prefer knights, and I'm better with them. I'm terrible with knights, and generally... Even at the higher levels, I think the consensus is that bishops are better, especially the bishop pair. Knights are better in like a closed position, or if it's an endgame with just a knight and a bishop, it could be better, but I am known as kind of the horse hater. So yeah, my experience with Blizzard games is pretty extensive. Warcraft 3, I was more like a 2000s player, and then 2010s, it's almost like I jump off ship, like I have some intuition at just the right time. So like I'd never played Bethesda games really until 2010s, and I had played Blizzard games so much. So as soon as like Cataclysm, I played from like Classic to Cataclysm, and I also played Warcraft 3. Although I suck at RTS games, any kind of game that like you're on the clock with time, I kind of struggle with. So that's why even though I love Warcraft 3, despite that fact of how bad I am at it, I sucked at PvP and all, but I did beat the game in hard mode, like the campaign. The story's really good. But yeah, then I played WoW from Classic to Cataclysm. And so right when Blizzard started to go downhill, right, the 2010s were at least worse for them than the 2000s. Then I started playing Bethesda games a lot. And as soon as they went downhill, like Fallout 76, then I stopped. So then I started playing From Software games, and now maybe they'll go downhill at some point. So how do you actually close out of this stupid thing if I don't want to? I guess I could exit and reopen the game. I just want to see if there's a menu thing there. Here, let's try again. So it doesn't open in full screen default. Probably some resolution issue when they port it over from phone. Looks maybe a little better there for a second. Oh, maybe now it's full screen. I don't know what happened the first time. Maybe it's my fault for tabbing out. Let's try just straight up game capture. Okay, so it doesn't work on its own. Will it show up as a potential window? It does not. This will be the hardest boss right here, just trying to get it to actually work. I hate that, how if you click anywhere, it just... Okay, it does actually work here. That's good. No, I have not played on mobile. And it is just going to start. So I don't know what impact players are going to have, like... Can I get killed by a player? That's why I was kind of nervous about doing this, but that's the one thing I know is supposedly there is no PvP yet, but I still think they could sabotage it, like somehow, you know, they can troll you and pull a high level enemy towards you on purpose, or, you know, do something to still get you killed even if there is no PvP. But that would be an interesting element. Like, I did do a permadeath 1 to 60 character in WoW, but it was on a PvE server, so you can't really account for that. You know, like, if somebody 60 just ganks you, the playthrough's over. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. And there's like 3 layers to a permadeath you can always do, like just regular permadeath where you can't die, but then as like a bonus I could say, okay, true permadeath, like I can't fail a mission. Not that the playthrough would end, but just to see if I can do it. And then completionist permadeath, which is like you have to 100% the game, which I don't even know how that would work entirely in a game like this. Announcements, none. English and voiceover is also English. Repair client, no. And so what is this thing? Some kind of support. They really should have an options menu at the beginning. Like just for windowed options and stuff. Did you give us some kind of character creation, or is he gonna make me do like a tutorial first? That's what can happen in these kind of playthroughs too. A tutorial can take like 5 hours because that's the whole justification of immersion in this format. Is like, okay, you can take as long as you want because you only get 1 life. So if we die, yeah, why is it called Diablo Immortal? Because I have to be immortal to be able to get through it. Okay, so we got Demon Hunter. It does seem a little maybe stuttery on those loading screens, but whatever. 10K PC to run a mobile game? Not that I even have it close to that, but still. You shouldn't need that. So you got Barbarian, you got Wizard. Yeah, see, why is it taking that long to load the Demon Hunter? Which is confusing if you played WoW and all that, because it's anything but, right? It's like one of those, I forget the name for it, but it can have a double meaning. It could be a demon that is also a hunter, or somebody who hunts demons. So like Illidan is both, right? He hunts demons, but he's also a demon himself in a way, like a monk. I'm probably gonna go for mage. Crusader could be good as like a defensive option. That's probably what I should play. Oh, Necromancer is great though, because I think, like, let me try to rationalize each one that would be the best for this, right? Barbarian, you're gonna do good damage but not really have a defensive capability, so this is probably gonna be one of the worst. Like playing a warrior in WoW where you just can't heal kind of idea. Wizard is my preference, right? I always defer to playing as a mage in most RPGs because it's like, or at least it's my first preference, because it is the most like fantastical. It's kind of a weird argument nowadays, but like I always used to say that in RPGs, like, why would I want to play as a warrior? Although I still have many times over in a game, because, oh, people could do that in real life. You could use a sword and a shield in the past, you know, medieval times. I know it's not the same thing, and they can still be fun, but at least mages can do stuff that really feels like fantastical. Demon Hunter, I don't really care. It could be good to play as a range class, though. I think that's what I discovered on my original. Like in 2016, I did my first playthrough of this format. First playthrough permadeath of Diablo 1, which I had never played before. And I've only played, so I haven't played Diablo 2. I played a little bit at the beginning of Diablo 3 for whatever reason. And I played some Torchlight. Torchlight 2 is pretty good. But basically, I got a little ways into Diablo 1. The first time I died, the playthrough was over. And then I did it again this year when I got affiliate on this channel, just to see if I could do it again, like where the format began. And obviously I failed super early this time. So I think I discovered that the sort of hunter is better than the mage for that, because you don't have to worry about magic, right? So you're going to have the burnout effect with the wizard, where not only do I have to worry about mana, but I also have to worry about being squishy. So that's like the trade-off, right? The glass cannon, going to do high damage, but you burn out quickly and you die quickly. This is just, you have to worry about maybe arrows, which may or may not even be a resource. Like, I don't think in the original Diablo you have to worry about refilling your arrow supply. You just have infinite, I think. Maybe there's kind of special arrows you can get, but sacred martial artists who channel divine energy into powerful melee attacks, rapid movement, and wards that protect themselves and their allies. So you wouldn't really want to choose one that is... Oh, you can't really customize your appearance too much. Choose one that is not based around group play, because this is going to be like a single player playthrough as much as I can, right? It's like a twofold reason to avoid other people. One is I don't want them to potentially kill me or sabotage me. To what extent you can do that, I don't know. Or I also don't want them to help me, because if they give me advice, it's like one of those, oh, the game's been out for only 2 days, but they'll be like, you don't know this min-max meta strategy that everybody's using that you should totally know by now? And it's like, on one hand, obviously if I wanted to know, I could just look it up, but I try to avoid doing that in these kind of things. So it's like people want to be the know-it-alls and mistake collective knowledge for their own. Anybody could just look it up, but the whole fun of it is like, I want to, whether I succeed or fail, I want it to be of my own merit. So if I come up with something myself, like in Dark Souls, oh, I get the Black Knight sword, so I deserve to be able to use it, especially if I'm playing a strength-only character. So I'm not going to do that here where I restrict myself, but I guess the character classes are inherently restrictive anyway, so it doesn't really matter as much. So I'm not going to do Monk. Crusader almost makes me think I'd want to do it just because it could be so defensive. And it does feel kind of thematic, obviously, with the game. I might actually do Necromancer, though, too. Masters of life and death who harvest the power of the dead, tormenting their enemies with skeletal minions and magic. Because now you can just... It's like a hunter pet aspect where you could just send the pets in, send the skeletons in, and let them tank for you. That could be very good. Summoning and magical. That could be kind of amazing for it. Right, where... I guess you could do a permadeath for pets too, but in this case you could just keep resummoning them. But like if it was a hunter like in WoW, that could be an interesting way to do a format. Like, not only is it permadeath for me, but if my pet dies, I have to go tame another one. I can never revive the same one. Then I'd have to level it up again, so it would be a big penalty to pay. Even if your pet dies, the playthrough doesn't end. So there is no class that has a pet, right? The Demon Hunter I don't think has one. Like an animal companion, or if it does, it doesn't show you at least. Moving constantly out of the reach of their foes. Yeah, those would be the three I would consider: Necromancer, Wizard, or Hunter. Even calling a Demon Hunter, like, aren't you all Demon Hunters technically here? There is no like Witch Doctor or whatever, though. I was kind of expecting that. I guess elements of that would be put into the Monk, the Necromancer, and the Wizard, but that's always an interesting class to have. They had that in Diablo 3, I thought. Yeah, so it's got to be... I'm probably just going to do Wizard in honor of my... No, actually, Necromancer makes more sense, though. And it's like... Because that's what I played in WoW, obviously, was a mage. Was my primary, then eventually I made a warrior, but... Mages were amazing, and again, it's like high risk, high reward. You kind of... This will be more like Warlock in a way, but not really even, because you couldn't summon this many things. It's showing you like 4 in the background already, so you could just spam the shit. Harvest the power of the dead. So yeah, this might be what I do. But yeah, I didn't get very far in Diablo 1, so this is kind of a questionable choice to do, but let's try it. Well, that's a pretty badass animation there. Do they all have stuff like that where they'll walk up if you change the gender? Sex change has never looked so cool before. You get a special. So now if I switch back to male, will it do the same thing? Oh, he's just reading a book though. That's one of the less badass ones. Let's watch all the class animations. This one we've seen. Or actually, no, we haven't seen that part. Gonna give you Sylvanas vibes a little bit. Got the 3 little spirits over your shoulders. I wonder if that means you can like make copies of yourself too. Pretty much anything that summons something to be able to hide behind like a pussy, that'll be probably my preferred playstyle. I actually kind of want to play as the female version of the Necromancer. This guy looks too generic. Too bad you can't customize your character's appearance. I don't know to what extent this game is going to be really multiplayer, but I'll try to avoid it. But yeah, as far as min-max and builds and stuff, it's always funny how that works. It's like a... Why is it so prevalent in these games, whereas in single-player games, people wouldn't do it as much, right? Like... Because you could ruin a single player game by doing that. Oh, I'm just going to look up the most efficient way of doing everything, and then I'm going to complain, oh, that was too short, that was too easy. But you're the one who you could have just played it normally and tried to get through it yourself. So I don't really get I guess it's because, like, especially in raids and stuff, people don't have time to sit there for 10 hours and sort of die to a boss just because they don't even know the base mechanics of it. Right, so they look that up to save everybody's time in raiding and stuff. But then again, they're the same people who would sit there and play WoW 10 hours a day. So evidently they do have time. But no, the point being that it's just kind of like, there's two reasons not to do that. One is it could just be preferential. Like, maybe even I do know the meta, right, in some game, but I choose not to do it just because I want to try something different. I just find it fun. So it's just a preferential treatment rather than a most efficient treatment. And then the other thing is just, again, half the fun could be trying to figure stuff out for yourself. So I guess I'll go with that to hide behind stuff. Oh, now it lets you customize. Way to make me think that you couldn't. Gear preview. Oh, this isn't gonna actually matter at the beginning. This kind of spoils stuff, though. I don't want to see this at the beginning. I want to look forward to... Fuck. Don't show me that. I guess it's just some of it. This looks too much like a paladin type of set, though, doesn't it? I mean, you can't really choose one of those right now, but... How much further could you customize? Not a ton of options, but not bad for a mobile game. I'm treating it like it's just a regular PC game. That looks pretty good. The hair will get in the way of any true warrior, so you should have the shortest hair possible. You should be bald. You can change the color. I think the light blue would be good. Light blue. Wait, it's not even changing. Oh, you'd have to... Wait. Whatever, that's good enough. Not bad. Eye color matches. Forehead doesn't matter. Just don't die. Some crazy stuff around the eye. Not really. Yeah, that's all stupid. Opacity. Oh, I didn't mean to. Whatever, that's good enough. Always good at coming up with fictional names that sound like real names. What could we do here? What is this? Is it going to show me like a video? Oh, just the same thing as when you first choose. Name hero. So why is it showing me that there? Just to get you in the RP of it. Let's just do that. Riza Hawkeye. Name is taken. Shit. What's a good name? Sure, just try to change it a little bit. Even though it's not like I'm a demon hunter. Yeah, you can't really customize your character too much. Appearance-wise. Necromancer. It's available on iOS and Android. Why would I... As I'm playing on PC, why would I want to downgrade? It doesn't look too bad though graphically. Actually, it didn't even let me.
This is it. The dock for Wortham. God, that whole village has gone to hell. You sure I can't take you someplace else?
You could, but you won't. Wortham is beyond the forest, I take it?
Aye. Follow the road and be on your guard. Unfortunate things happen to travelers in that forest.
Must be the same voice actors for male and female, regardless of.
Don't concern yourself over my fate. Death and I are old friends.
Oh, maybe not. I was gonna say it'd be the same voice actor for any class, just based on male or female, but that dialogue would be different at least. So maybe not. Blizzard did tend to go above and beyond with that kind of stuff. Like even in Hearthstone, just voice acting every card is kind of a pretty big thing. And she was kind of alpha there for a second, like, you'll take me exactly where I tell you to take me. So you get used to the movement. I never really liked this style of game because... Is that an enemy or what is that? because it's just like, I don't like the camera perspective, first of all. Like, it feels too separated and disjointed from your character. It feels like a single player RTS game where, like, this is one unit that you're controlling. And speaking of, RTS, you do have other units here. So I guess you just get two by default. But yeah, that's why I never liked Diablo games or Torchlight games, just from the perspective of it. It feels like you're too separated from the action, where you feel like just a single unit. Like you should have a whole army. Or, on the other hand, it's also like quantity over quality for enemy encounters. Most of the stuff is just going to be hordes and hordes of enemies. Investigate the abandoned building. So this is going to be our first combat encounter. So we're going to play totally pussy-like. Just take it. Now, what kind of difficulty? Yeah, let's look at some options first before I do this. I do like that you just start with them without even having to summon them or anything. So I'm going to try to avoid advice as much as possible. And if it's something that somebody does tell me, because sometimes you can't prevent that, somebody will just come in chat and say, hey, you don't know after 2 days of this being out exactly what the meta is. Assuming that I even want to. The fact is, if they say something that I don't think I would have come up with on my own, then I won't do it. But it's hard to know, because sometimes I might have experimented or found out by accident. Like, oh, you have to get to 20% health and you get the super buff that the game never tells you about or something crazy. Which server? Let me see. English. Apparently Iceburn Tear. Oh yeah, I didn't even check whether that was going to be PvP or like high population or this or that. Microphone. It's showing everything. Auto pickup. Doesn't really matter. Enable screenshot sharing. Auto navigation. I don't know what that means exactly. Oh, like if you click somewhere far away, it'll try to pat there on its own. Development team credits. Unstuck. This is like a beta still too. So if I die, it'll totally just be because of a bug. Display my name. Display clan names. You need somebody of my caliber to play this to display if there's a bug that'll get you killed. So that's how you know. That's the only way it could possibly happen. Minimap, big or small. I guess small is fine. So let's see, mode, keyboard, controller. Imagine you're using a controller on PC to play a mobile game. What year is this? Move, space. Even this I don't like to look at because it could spoil some mechanics that I don't know are going to happen. But classic, warm, vintage, cool. I don't know what that... I think it looks fine the way that... I mean, classic and vintage are kind of the same thing, aren't they? That's like the same meaning. Frame rate 60 is fine. No VSync. Image sharpening. Improve overall clarity. It looked fine to me though. Very high. Should be good. My computer can't run a mobile game. PC elitist who uses a laptop. Post-processing. The option effects. What the fuck is that? The option affects such as interesting choice of words. Very high. Monster effects. Bloom effect. Yeah, there is going to be a lot of AoE stuff like, hordes and hordes of enemies. That's the whole point. So I feel like quality boss encounters and stuff. Oh, we're going to have chat stuff. Are hard to come by. Like, I don't remember them being that good in any of those games, even like Torchlight. Although it's not like I beat the game. Chat commands. Every enemy is a boss fight because it could be your last. I guess there's not really a whole lot to look at here. I guess it is capturing fine, so... This is kind of annoying to me. I don't really like seeing stuff like that that tells you exactly what to do, but... And it is stuttering a little here and there, so... I don't have any spells that I can actually use yet, so it'll be super casual at the beginning, which suits me just fine. Imagine if I die in the tutorial, though. What about an inventory? We don't even have one yet. For fuck's sake. Imagine getting stuttering in a fucking mobile game. Yeah, like look how casualized it is, dude. You gotta show me exactly where to walk.
Dead. What fate has befallen Wortham?
So, it's not just attacking me right away. Huh. Yeah, I don't even have to get in. This is like my dream come true. Playing as a mage, but also you have shit to hide behind. Seems like it could be kind of OP. Press and hold to attack continuously. Okay. But there could be a lot of strategy with like choosing to hold back. Like what kind of limitation do I have on this? Resource-wise, I don't see any mana bar or anything. So always back off. That's my #1 strategy. And it has an AoE effect built in. Oh, this is going to be too easy. Oh yeah, I even put highest difficulty in my title, but again, how am I supposed to know that there is no difficulty? Press 2 to command undead to attack. Oh, you can choose like where to attack. That's my first ability. That's good. Yeah, because up until this point, they're just auto-attacking, I guess.
Get away from those villagers.
You stand there and say that slowly instead of actually stopping them. Damned cultist. Oh, we're killing the villager too. Yeah, speaking of it feels like an RTS game, at least this justifies that interpretation. But yeah, this camera is a little bit more zoomed in than even the other games, but it is inherently immersion breaking for me because it feels like you're just some random unit. I swear, like I would even lose track of where I was sometimes. But this camera is much better actually. Probably because they expect you to play it on a smaller screen like a phone. So we can't allow our stuff to die, but I don't really see how I could prevent it. It's actually pretty good so far, like just it feels smooth and responsive. I was expecting some kind of buggy mess, except for those stupid stutters.
Quite the teacher.
+3 to hold and aim with your mouse. Oh, it's like some kind of AoE scythe. But yeah, can we just spam these as much as we want? Like, where's our mana? That seems kind of OP. You can just kind of do whatever you want. I should have played a mage because it would actually be a resource to manage. So we aren't getting any like stat points and stuff yet. And I do like the emphasis on
An outsider, drawn where they do not belong. Yet you are too late. Wortham is dead.
like our first boss. I wonder what happens if the skeletons die. Will I be able to... I like how he waits too. It lets you engage. So there's no point in using 2, but we can use 3 just to see. Seems like it does a good amount of damage. So what does that 1 mean? Oh, it means you can use it that many times until the cooldown. So you can use it like twice in a row maybe? I guess you could get them to move by using that. Blow up that shit. I mean, it should be pretty easy at this stage. Mantle, gold, corpse explosion. Gonna be very appropriate for this type of game. Where stuff is just dying constantly, except for me, of course.
After him, quickly. I'll secure the gate.
I really don't know why it's stuttering like that. I mean...
Bring the offering. The gift of blood shall open our Lord's path.
One of them just popped in there. Okay, let's look at... I mean, Blizzard always nails the presentation. It's just their whole approach to design in the last several years has been... I guess I haven't played a Blizzard game in a while. Like, I just played Hearthstone yesterday just to get in the mood for this, I guess. Damage up 9. But that's like a... Wait. Where did that go? That's like a shoulder thing. So you got headpiece, shoulder, weapon. So right now we're not using a weapon even though we have one. A main hand, offhand. So they don't count as pieces, I guess. Chest, what is that? Charm, ring, oh, neck, ring, ring. Hands, waist, feet. So a good amount of potential for customization here. What is that thing? Resurrection stone allows resurrection at corpse. Can we destroy that? Because we're not going to be using that. There is going to be no corpse. We're on our last life. Okay, what is this? Skins and stuff? Unlock in the shop. Evil survives every attempt to undo it. Yeah, and I'm very anti-microtransaction, so despite playing games that still have them in there, like NBA 2K and Hearthstone and whatever, I've never actually bought one. Except for a few in Hearthstone just to sort of support the game, not really because I needed them. Those who tried it anyway deserve homage. Now, it'd be cool if you could buy this with in-game currency, even if you had to spend a lot. That's what I'm always in favor of. Even if you make it like 1,000,000 gold, right? At least give me the ability to do it. If this is the Age of the Wolf, it is the common people of Westmarch who have made it so. Hairs of... That sounds like something out of Witcher, like Age of the White Wolf. Evil survived... Okay, dude. Wait. Oh, Diablo 2. Oh, that's the bad thing, too. I'm very much a stickler about playing games in order. So, like, it's going to spoil stuff and mechanics and stuff from Dark Souls, from Diablo 1 through 3, which I haven't played. So that's another reason why I would put off playing stuff like this. Imagine doing that, not for even Diablo 4, but just for Diablo Immortal. Amazing. 3D. Well, whatever. This is all just cosmetic shit. Okay. They have a few different abilities already. The sight thing seems really good. So again, it's very AoE focused, which every other class might not necessarily be. Especially like the warrior and stuff, the barbarian. But you would think they would... Oh, I thought those were going to attack me. I doubt they'd put too much hidden stuff, but... Let's see, level 3. Getting stuck on a sign. Or it's an invisible wall, actually. So I'm assuming you have to talk to him first. We'll guard the gate with our lives, I promise you.
You there. What's your purpose, stranger?
I received word that Wortham had been attacked. The mayor requisitioned aid. What can I do to help?
I like the amount of voice acting there is here.
The mayor? Akarat bless that man's soul. Those cultists you just carved through attacked the town and dragged our people towards the caves in the west.
If you knew I just carved through them, then why were you questioning me like you don't know who I am or don't trust me?
You here to aid us? Then help my men kill those bastards and bring back anyone who lives. Go. Please, hurry.
I'd be interested to see if every class is voiced by a different voice actor. Because, like, she did have specific dialogue to, you know, oh, death is no stranger
The gates with our lives.
to me. New feature minimap. So I could avoid extra stuff. Or see, this is the kind of stuff you could do too. I was worried, like, if there was a higher difficulty. I feel like there is no difficulty, right? Because it's multiplayer, or I don't know how that's going to work. Playing like a single player campaign is what I'm going to aim for. But no,
Safety. I'll find the villagers.
but no, it's like if I... What was I going to say? Oh, I forgot. Like, difficulty-wise, you could just farm stuff out. Like, so I could just sit here now and get to the max level that I could. But I don't necessarily like to play like that. So unless I sense something is getting bullshit, especially in a game that could have, like, some microtransaction element. Like, they force you to buy stuff, otherwise you fall out of... I doubt they would do that. It's going to be mostly cosmetics, I imagine. Soulfire, Command Skeletons, Grim Scythe. Oh, we get to see kind of what's coming up. Like, Bone Shield is what I would want. Bone Wall, something defensive. Command Golem. Detonate all corpses in the target area. Why did it say I got that earlier, but it didn't actually give it to me? Probably just unlocked the ability to get it. Cooldown 1 second. Detonate, so you're just going to be able to spam all this shit. Detonate all corpses, creating more corpses, then detonate those too. Endless cycle. Each corpse dealing 51 damage to all nearby enemies. Enemies struck by multiple simultaneous explosion takes 40% cumulatively reduced damage. Oh, so it punishes you for spamming it, I guess. And we can choose what goes where. So I should kind of do it with the order that I'd want to use them in mind. So this should probably go here, because I'm not going to use it very much. I'm going to use the Scythe a ton, and I'll use this as an AoE. And this you can't really unbind. So you're only going to be able to have 4 abilities at once. A far cry from, like, WoW, where you could have, like, 30 things at once, like 1 through 12, and F1 through F12, and then the tilde key, and all this kind of crazy crap. Why you'd move away from that, I don't know, because you got to move towards mobile games, of course. But yeah, that would be something I probably should do, in theory, right? To guarantee my survival, just farm stuff out and get to max level now that you can, right? If stuff respawns and if it gives you the chance. But Yeah, unless I really feel like I'm going to have to, I won't do that. Gold, gold. So yeah, let's see what kind of customization we're going to get. That's also those are like the 3 elements of why I didn't like the style of game, at least in theory, right? The camera is sort of breaks your immersion, and it feels like you're just one unit in an RTS game, but that's your main unit. In this game, you don't really feel like the main character, or like you're looking over your shoulder, like a 3D perspective, or like a third-person perspective. And then the second thing is that you're constantly upgrading your gear. So it's like, oh, cool, I got this awesome item. All right, quantity over quality, both in enemies and in gear. Like, oh, I got this. Now, 5 seconds later, I'm going to get another one and just replace it, right? Until you get some legendary item or something, it's always going to feel kind of just everything goes out the window very quickly. Every time you get excited about something, it just gets replaced immediately. So we're going to get a lot of invisible walls, apparently. I'm not really using my mouse to move. Right, I'm more comfortable using the keyboard. Which is good. At least it doesn't force you to do that. What is with this footprint stuff? Like, why are you showing me that all the time? I should never go in like that. It's going to be... Forget about permadeath. It's going to be a hitless run. I don't even think I've taken damage yet. But yeah, I'm not going to promise that. That would be a new level of excellence. Arachnid horror. So... What, I leveled up again. We got a shield. This is obviously just going to be like scripted starting gear. It's not like these are random drop chances, I don't think. So you can go into here. I don't know what all these other things could possibly be. So we don't get like stat points and stuff we can allocate. So we can't even do a 1 stat Andy even if I wanted to restrict myself that way. I should never go in like that and do... the first hit like close up. I don't know why I'm trying to do that. So I don't think we can talk to these people. Is he gonna let me go through that gate? I guess not. Find the vile refuge. Can't talk to him again. So you can't really zoom in or out the camera anymore.
The others are guarding the gates. Get to them quickly.
So did those respawn? I could be farming without even meaning to. I haven't really had much reason to use Corpse Explosion yet. We could just do it now. But again, spamming it is going to have its limits, I guess. This thing seems to do a good amount of damage. The little scythe. You can do it twice in a row. You get a good old error speech. I love that. I can't cast that yet. I don't have a target. That's nostalgic right there. Fucking every Blizzard game has that. That's really where they seem to fall in love with the idea of doing sort of where the character talks to you a lot. Like in Warcraft 3, I can't do that yet. Indubitably, where you move the character and stuff. Or I've never beaten Warcraft 1 and 2 actually. I probably should. I should do those as permadeath too. So permadeath units. If one unit dies, you can never summon that unit again. Like in Pokemon. I mean, I guess it is permadeath in a sense that way too. Like, well, like, or I guess you can't revive your hero. So if your hero dies in a map, right, you make like your little chapel or whatever to summon them. You can only use each hero once or something like that. Per level, that'd be kind of not that impactful. Oh, I picked up something, didn't I? So does your health just regenerate on its own? There's no emphasis so far on potions or mana. So it's like your health should just come back by itself, and very simple UI, as you would expect from a mobile game. Very to the point. Would it really be this small though on mobile? Because you'd barely be able to even see that shit. My health isn't coming back, so maybe you just have to wait till you level up. Score 108. Putting gear score in games. That is the death of gaming right there. Expecting you to metagame on the... Wait, what the fuck happened? Why did I lose so much health? Or did that give me... Oh, they give you health like that. Do they all do that? Damage. Damage. Why does your shoulder pad give you damage? Shield gives you damage. This gives you health. course, only class you can wear it is a Necromancer. I don't know if my health is going to come back on its own. Imagine if there's like fall damage and it just lets me fall down and die. That would be amazing. I highly doubt these games would do that though. I'm going to just assume that they're not going to... Why does it feel like I'm slower now? Just blow some shit up. Pretty satisfying animations there. Yeah, see, just on an aesthetic level, this is very impressive. Just the way everything looks and feels is very solid. And if it looks the same on phone, that's impressive too. Phones are getting to be supercomputers in their own right these days. Like, your phone is probably more powerful than fucking third generation consoles or whatever. Yeah, we're gonna have phones directly compete with like the PS5 and the fucking new consoles. That's how bad it's gonna get. So I want to see what elements. It doesn't even tell you a health value though. Imagine having a game that has... Am I taking damage from this fire? What is this? Imagine a game that has UI built in. Yeah, speaking of replacing gear as soon as you get it. What the fuck? And it doesn't matter, like, oh, I'm going to have to make a decision. The score just does that for you. Imagine a game that has a built-in gear score, but that doesn't have a tooltip that tells you the exact health value that you have numerically. Their priorities are a little bit strange there. They want to give you too much information here, but not enough in the most basic way. So the gear score is better, so I guess I don't even have to think about it, huh? But I could prioritize certain things, like if this has more health versus less damage or something, you could obviously make a build out of it. It's too early to think like that. I'm very worried about my health right now. Like, it's at half just because I keep upgrading my shit, I guess. It feels like ultimate fully charged. Press R. I mean, how about I figure out what it is first? You have to press escape and then go to skills. What does it do? Wait, it doesn't even show up there. That's stupid. I don't even know what it does. Just use it, I guess. Maybe I should save it for something. Press that to use your ultimate skill. But what is my ultimate skill? So I'm honest. It just makes your thing better, I guess, your base attack. So they do come back. One came back. Continue to use your primary attacks to charge up your ultimate skill. So something that you would do anyway without needing to be told or having to think about it. Wow, what a fun and interactive mechanic, right? Which is very common in a lot of games, but still. Yeah, we're actually relying on leveling up to restore health, so we better not get careless with it. So 3 is just to redirect their attack. Focus fire. Basic Blizzard concepts. Oh, this is going to make it easy, though, having these ads the whole time. I mean, having these skeletons. You have 2 base, and even if they die, they just come right back. So I'm not really seeing what the scary part could be. Like, what is my lose condition? What is the hotkey for skills, I wonder, so I don't have to do this every time? So the one thing that could also get me killed is like AFK Andying out. If I'm in the middle of a fight and I AFK, it's not like I can pause. So that could be troublesome. That is my one mortal weakness. Saved.
You, friend, get us out of here, please.
Yeah, this is just very immersion breaking. Like, obviously I'm going to kill what's in front of me.
The sacrifice arrives.
Through your flesh, the Lord of Damnation shall have his prize.
Dude, I'm trying to listen to your dialogue and get immersed, but you start attacking me as you're doing it. That's not right. Like, boss quotes and wow, I'm trying to pay attention to the story. I can't focus on the boss. Oh, he gets buffed. I thought he was going to just run away or something. I don't have my ultimate, so there's not much I can really do. Yeah, see, ranged combat is always the way to go with this kind of shit. Okay, he's got a lot of HP. So how am I not taking damage there? Like, why is my health at full the whole time? I guess they're only focusing on the skeletons. Experience globes. Grim Scythe. Free the shackled villager. So again, replace my gear yet again for the 5th time in like 1 minute. Your skills look more interesting than my barb skills, but I have whirlwind, which is nice, I guess. Yeah, I guess every class would really end up being like that, where they all just have AoEs, because that's the whole name of the game. A shiv is really better than a scythe. It's kind of boring. Even just the visual feedback, like you'll get to see it here, but it's not going to matter when you actually attack. Like it's not like, oh, this is longer range, bigger hitbox. Unless, I guess, if it specifically says that. This is fine, this is fine. Equip the new shield. It's just very simple, right? It's like a very instant gratification thing that I don't find very satisfying, where every 5 seconds you get a new thing. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm making progress. I'm really building my character. I'm more of a long haul kind of guy, where I want something that feels meaningful for a long period of time, which I'm sure you'll get later, like a legendary stuff. But I mean, a lot of the experience is going to be, a lot of games are like that, like Borderlands, Destiny, where you just pick up shit constantly.
He killed them. He killed them all.
This dude's trying to make his voice acting career out of this role right now.
You're all right, friend. Tell me, do you have the strength to make it out of here?
Yes, I think so. Wait, one of the others had a portal scroll, but we couldn't reach it. There it is. Come, let's leave this miserable place forever.
Yeah, those are mechanics I know from Torchlight, like the portal scroll, the identify scroll. I guess I saw a little bit of that in Diablo 1, but I don't know if they were scrolls or I forget. But whatever, like, it lets you leave a dungeon. So what if I want to walk out manually? I probably shouldn't try to do that, but actually I'm curious. Like, will it let me explore more outside, or let's actually see. It's not going to punish me too hard. You go here. Yeah, that really is. I was going to choose a wizard just because I love mages, but you can't beat these 2 skeletons just being your bodyguards the whole time. That seems so busted. You don't even have to commit any resource to summon them. There is no resource. You just spam abilities. Which means a mage could be OP too, because there's no mana as far as I can tell. Or maybe necromancers just don't have mana, but mages do. Like really, what? That's your experience bar, I think. There is no resource. I can just spam shit when it runs. That's kind of a stupid thing. So I wouldn't have to worry about potions or letting mana regenerate or anything. See, like warriors could have rage, like the old WoW mentality. You know, you have rage, you have focus, you have... Even focus was added later, because hunters had, like, mana to begin with. Which I think I like that better, actually, but... yeah, you had rage, focus, energy for rogues. So we don't have any kind of resource like that here. I don't know if it's like that in the other Diablo games. Like, it's obviously not in Diablo 1, where you do have to worry about mana. It could just be the Necromancers are a class like that for babies, where you don't have to worry about anything. Just no mana, no resource management. Just let your skeletons do all the work for you. You don't even have to resummon them. Suits me just fine. That's the beauty of it, is like it's the hard mode versus the permadeath mindset. Either in a hard mode, you restrict yourself from using stuff to make it harder. Like, oh, in Dark Souls, I can only get dexterity. But in a permadeath, you don't feel bad about using anything available. So I'll do the most degenerate, broken, overpowered shit as long as I come up with it myself without advice and stuff, or looking stuff up. But I can use the most busted thing and not feel bad because my life is on the line at all times. So it makes you feel... Because so many games have that problem, right? Where you beat the whole game and you barely got to use your fully upgraded stuff, or it never felt like you really needed to use all the upgrades you had. Like in Legend of Zelda. Do you really need 20 hearts for any encounter? Of course you don't. It's way too easy for that. Whether it be Ocarina of Time or whatever. Or, I'm not even near you, dude. it'll self-obsess much. Or like in The Last of Us, like, oh, I fully upgraded my flamethrower and now the game's over, so I'd have to play New Game Plus to be able to use it. So it's like all these cool fun things you get that you never have a chance to use, or that you feel bad for using because it's so busted and overpowered.
Have you seen a blonde boy? About this tall. Ran off about an hour ago, and I swear to Akarat, if he's not in trouble, he's damn well about to be.
Isn't that kid right over there? Told me to leave him alone? Necro used their own health as mana. Really? It didn't seem like that was happening as I was using abilities. Sorcerer has mana. Barb has rage as mana. Yeah, like warriors in WoW. Demon Hunter has energy, which is similar to mana.
Kevin, get back here this instant.
Already getting side quests. Kind of just exploring the town a little bit. We're getting a little bit of pop in. Performance seems generally okay, but there is a stutter here and there, which, again, if you think it's my PC, then you have another thing coming, but I don't know. I get it, it just came out, but yeah, I'm very against playing games when they first come out, too. I always like to let it sort of build the anticipation. I'm not the type of guy who, oh, it came out, so I'm going to try to, unless I'm doing like a world first, like try to, probably this will be a world first permadeath because nobody even cares enough to try it. But it maybe is so easy that they'll do it without even meaning to. But yeah, like, oh, it comes out and I just have to play it non-stop and beat it, and then it's like, oh shit. I waited so long for Breath of the Wild to come out and I'm just going to play it non-stop and be done with it in 2 days and be like, oh shit. So I still haven't even played it to this day. Except for a little bit at the beginning. Let's get a feel for... Oh, we do get a map. That's cool. So we just came from the beginning, like the Bioshock beginning, where you start on a boat. Go to the Festering Woods, went to the Vile Refuge. Ooh, I do like this map. Unseen Lair. I can see it right there, though. What do you mean? We have a pathway that we don't know where it leads to. Is there going to be like a West March nearest safe zone? Is there going to be like a world map, too, or is this just... Reach level 28 to unlock the ability to do what, though? How do I get rid of that? Tap on the map to drop a pin. Okay, let's just look around and talk to everybody. I kind of don't want to progress the story, though. What was that gear icon, like on the fence? It's gone now. If you head outside, keep your weapon in arm's reach. Keep your feet on the ground, as the dwarves would say.
Adventurer, over here. Beltram's been injured. Can you take a look? I'm just a farmer. I don't know anything about this kind of thing.
I'm just a necromancer. You want me to raise him from the dead or heal him? Because you're asking the wrong class here.
His pulse is slow. His eyes darken. This one has a foot in the grave. Fear not, young warrior. Death is a wondrous thing.
Oh shit, I like that.
He's gone. I can tell. God, we can't keep going like this. We're not trained for... I'm sorry, I need a moment. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, just rubbing it in your face. You should be happy that he's about to die. You can talk to him again.
Adventurer, over here.
His pulse.
He's gone.
Yeah, like, what am I, a doctor? I guess I'm just familiar with death, but... I wonder what the other classes would say there. That is kind of cool how much identity they're giving the class already. As the character. Like, nobody else would say that because I'm a necromancer. Deckard Cain. That name sounds familiar somehow. I don't know why. Probably heard a reference to it somewhere. That's why, like...
Adventurer. Oh, about time one of your kind arrived. Feels like we've been on patrol for days on end.
Like, even memes, you can't help but being spoiled by stuff from memes alone. Even if you've never played a series, you probably know a lot about it.
That vigilance is what's keeping these people safe. Your efforts are not in vain, friend.
Still, it's been hard not seeing my son. If you get the chance, could you tell Victor, the boy at the crossroads, that his father misses him?
Yeah, it's like your son must get confused as to who his father is all the time because all these guards look the same.
They can.
A lot of voice acting effort went into this, though. I'm always impressed by that in games. Like, think about how much dialogue there's going to be over the course of the game, and also every class might have a different... Either it'll be a different voice actor altogether, or at least I'll have to say different lines, because, again, they have different sort of class identity to express. And that's what I always said about class identity in WoW. Like, the beauty of it at the beginning, which probably isn't as true as much anymore, like everybody has a heal, everybody has everything now. They were defined not by what they could do, but what they couldn't do. So as a mage, I couldn't heal. As a mage, I was squishy, I was limited. You know, I burned out quickly. And so it felt fair then, with all those sacrifices and trade-offs, to have a lot of CC and to have crazy damage. So that's the great genius behind it. And I think they really went away from that, where now everybody has heals, everybody has some kind of shit. They might still have less of them and a limit of them, but jack of all trades, master of none kind of feeling. You don't lose health from using skills like in the other Diablo games, though. The part about the Necro was wrong, you don't have additional resource. That makes it easy for me, at least. But you have corpses to worry about, which enable your skills. You don't lose any health. There wasn't even a Necromancer class in Diablo 1, was there? There's only the 3, right? Mage, Hunter, or Sorcerer, Hunter, and Knight. Something like that. So the kid is like a side quest there. Just seeing who I can and can't talk to. So we rescued the blacksmith from there, which is going to be a handy resource. Okay, I'm kind of losing track of where I've gone and come from. We've been down here. We talked up there. I'm not really looking at my map. That's my problem. Terran Gorfiend himself. Canny. It's uncanny. All the undead around. Rumor is that they don't even know where the missing townsfolk are. So just repeat the dialogue. Wortham Waypoint. This is like the whole market district, I guess. There's the blacksmith. So I did go up here, and this is where we identified the corpse, right? And now we can no longer talk to him. You can talk to Deckard Cain in there. So let's do the market district, and then we'll talk to the kid and try to bring him back to his mom. We can't talk to any of these people, in fact, so it's not that big of a deal. The population of the town is only about 20, but that's only because the other 20 people got kidnapped. Alright, let's do that side quest first, I guess. This is looking like it's going to be easy mode, but all it takes is one fuck up. That's the exciting part. And this, it's like I'll make a compilation of all the stuff these playthroughs have ended with. My Pantaton format, like lost to a dog, lost to DDR, lost to a whale, lost to an orca, lost to a fucking chair, all kinds of random stupid stuff. Lost to a chandelier.
Adults in this town have all given up hope. I don't want to die.
Isn't your mom looking for you, or she's right over there?
Your name wouldn't happen to be Kevin, would it? Your mother's been looking for you everywhere.
Everywhere except for right next to her.
Really? I didn't think Mom cared about anything anymore. Okay, maybe I'll go back.
Won't be a long walk. Got some fish here. We can't interact with that. Yeah, let's actually watch. Like, where is he gonna go? Wow, what a mystery. Or maybe she's moved now. She was right there. Yeah, amazing mother. I've looked everywhere for you. Oh, do we get to see an interaction between them?
Kevin, you had me worried sick. Oh, thank you for finding him, adventurer. We are going to have a long talk about his behavior.
Okay. So sometimes it'll let you talk to the same people over and over and get the same dialogue. That's the only thing that can be confusing. Like, watch, I can probably talk to Terran again. Such a badass character. It's kind of weird what they did to him in Black Temple. It's kind of a cool way to tie in stuff. They can sometimes be good about that. Like, but sometimes it feels like you're wasting such a key character. Like Malagos was such a big deal, and then you just give him like a, I guess you gave him the whole Nexus area, not just the raid. It just didn't feel really worthy of his significance in lore. But yeah, like nobody expected Terran Gorfine to just randomly be in the Black Temple with Illidan. Yeah, Malagos was like one of my favorite lore characters. He wasn't even really that bad of a guy. At all, in fact. And a lot of what he says is right. Like, oh, the mortals are going to destroy themselves with magic. And then we constantly do that. Like, we've done it in the past with Azara, and fucking... I can never pronounce some of these names. Or like fucking... the Burning Legion. Like, it was our own doing that did it. Right, like Medivh summoning him and stuff, getting corrupted. What is this thing gonna do? Advance the story to unlock. You will show the proper respect. His famous line.
No, I didn't thank you properly, friend. I'm Corin, the village's blacksmith. If you need to improve your armor or weapons, please see me.
Services. Let's see what we got. Tap an item to salvage. So basically sell it back, get some scraps, generic resource. What is it? Scrap materials. Okay. Salvage that. Select an item to break down, upgrade materials. Any materials previously used to upgrade are refunded by this action. So I mean, again, what use would I have for it if I'm not wearing it? Seems like a very simplified stat system for now, but maybe there'll be more complex stuff later on. Salvage all. So this is like normal, rare, legendary, maybe something like that. Why you would salvage a legendary, I don't know. Nobody seems to notice. Delayed reaction.
And despair for the sin of your existence will be bled away.
Skarn. That's not Diablo itself, is it? Kind of looks like him. I guess we can just talk to... What? I get that interaction because I talked to the blacksmith first? Like, what did that have to do with... Why did it trigger at that exact moment? It must be when after you talk to the blacksmith. I guess this is really the only thing I can do now. Let's actually check the townsfolk, though. It could be... The reason why I'm so like this is... Well, I just enjoy playing games like that, like super immersively. Try to get every interaction, but also... You could say, oh, I'm stretching it out, because if I die, at least I got the most amount of story out of it. So like in The Witcher, even though I died pretty early on, it still lasted a few episodes just because of how much...
Nothing remains but char.
Because of how much story and dialogue there is in the game. And I guess my defense for it, even if people don't like it, is, well, they put it there for a reason. So now if I get new dialogue with somebody about what just happened, I would have missed it otherwise, so... If I miss all the extra stuff, people will say, haha, you're missing all this cool story. And if I don't, if I look for it, then people will say, oh, you're wasting time, just play the game. That was hilarious in The Witcher, like sitting there reading the flavor text for like 2 hours. His instinct was right, though, it's not safe anymore. That's probably just some underling of Diablo who's gonna be one of the major first antagonists or something. Because, yeah, like, if Diablo's this big bad demon, how much does he really talk to you throughout the game? Or how do they really develop his mystique or whatever as a villain? It must be pretty hard, because you can't just see him around every corner. You might see a vision of him like that here and there. Like with Sargeras, you would only hear references, sort of like the mythological enemy that you almost don't even think exists in the background, manipulating all the events. That can be a badass way to develop something in itself, like where you never see the villain until the very end. You just hear about them, they sort of build up their legend. We can't even talk to the blacksmith now, he's all afraid. Alright, let's talk to Deckard Cain. Let's look at that thing first. What is that? Examine Zakharum scrolls.
Within our hearts exists an ember of light. Zakarum feeds it, protects it. Through faith and obedience alone can one's inner light repel the darkness.
You have voice acting for even reading it. Nice.
Be not fearless, for those without fear are those who have nothing precious to hold on to. Challenge fear, overcome it, but deny it at your peril.
Okay. What do you got to say?
Remain calm, everyone. We are not bereft of hope yet.
Yeah, why do I know this guy's name?
Ah, hello, friend. You've arrived at quite a difficult time. As you can plainly see, the townsfolk are ill at ease. But we should be safe enough here for the moment. My name is Deckard Cain. I'm a bit of a traveling scholar, one might say. Lyra here mentioned you saved Corin from the cultists before that sudden commotion in the square. Please, tell me everything.
Corin from Kami's Lookout. Can I get a sensu bean for my efforts?
It seems dark forces have set their eyes upon Wortham. The cultist leader mentioned a Lord of Damnation. Said he was seeking some prize. That face, wreathed in flame, could only have been his.
Skarn, or whatever was his name, right?
Lord of Damnation. Things are far worse than I imagined. The forces of hell are seeking a shard of the World Stone, an artifact with the power to create entire realities.
That's going to be some justification for a mechanic where you can go through like the sort of like an endless roguelike element where you, not even roguelike, but I think they said something about that in Diablo 3, where you can go through some sort of rifts and it creates like this endless experience of just fighting more and more mobs of enemies. I forget what it was called.
5 years ago, the demon lord Baal nearly brought all of humanity under his thrall using that stone. If the demons were to obtain even a shard of it, the results would be catastrophic.
Why not?
We cannot allow that to happen.
Why not just destroy it? Maybe it'll destroy the world if you do. Lord Baal. Well, why does he say it like that? Like Baal.
Adventurer, Cain! The cultists are attacking the western gate. We need help holding them back.
That must be Diablo 3 that he's talking about, I'm assuming.
I know not what trials you will face, but I believe you have the strength to conquer them nonetheless.
You're just putting your faith blindly in some random person. Nice. She is pretty badass, though. Is the way she has such confidence, even from the beginning, like telling that boat guy, "You'll take me exactly here," just because I say so. We can talk to the blacksmith again. Oh, you should voice act a line like that, because we're gonna hear it a lot throughout the game. Of all the lines to do, they have a good amount of gold, but we can't actually do anything with him, can we? Like, we got the scraps, but we don't have. Like, we could break down all the gear that we're currently wearing and soft lock ourselves because we won't have any shit to wear. But salvaging items returns upgrade materials. The type of material returned is dependent on the quality of the item. Salvaging upgraded items returns all of the upgrade materials used. So that's like an endless cycle where you never lose anything then. That's kind of insane. Your Paragon level... Oh, here we go. This is going to be some endgame mechanic. Your Paragon level can affect the amount of salvage materials returned. The amount is determined when the item drops, not when it is salvaged. Amount of salvage materials returned. Okay, so if you're a higher level, once you salvage it, it's not going to matter. It just matters once you originally got it. I get it. I like how these people aren't freaked out by the skeletons. It was a bit of a problem in WoW lore to explain, like, you know, after all the demons had done, they hide away the warlocks in the basements of places to the warlock trainers so that they don't stand out and piss people off in society like in Stormwind. That's a good lore touch, the fact that, like, whatever, the warlock trainers are in the basements and in the gallows and places that people wouldn't look, hidden away, even though warlocks are still a common part of society. But, like, why would you allow voidwalkers and stuff to walk around Stormwind freely? It would freak people out and there'd be all sorts of issues, but it never really gets mentioned too much. I guess they could just say, oh, they're just invisible to everybody except the warlock, even though there's no indication of that. I guess with the imps that could be true, because they have that as an ability where they kind of phase to another dimension until they're needed for combat. Just seeing if there's more dialogue here. She's still disciplining her son. I wonder how much side stuff there really would be in a game like this. There should be a lot. Or at least like repeatable stuff where you can go back. Like I could go back into that same cave we just did and fight through it again. Right? That could always be fun. And I could farm experience and do it over and over. So I guess the highest difficulty element is not present, because as far as I can tell, there is no difficulty. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to do that.
There must be another stronghold there. Don't worry about the town. Go. Show those cultists no mercy.
Yeah, just let me do all the work for you. And yeah, like we somehow know how to use that without doing friendly fire. Just kill them too. Make more corpses, more ammunition. That's all they're good for. Okay, so this will be that unseen place, I'm assuming? Or it could be unseen layer or even further. You can't really zoom out too much on the map. We haven't gotten any new skills, right? We've just been walking around town. We get that at level 8, which I assume is like bone spikes. So you don't really get to choose anything here. That's the only bad thing, right? You can make a whole talent tree where you get to choose which ones you get or which ones you upgrade. Or at the very least, like a stat point thing. Intelligence, strength, something. So even as the character class that you are, you could still have certain preferences. Like I want to be better with bone sight, which scales with strength, or I want to be better with this, which scales with intelligence, stuff like that. Does not seem like we'll have that ability here. That's just an invisible wall. I do like how little I'm using click to move. That's one of the things I also don't like in these games. But you obviously don't have to do it. Conduit Shrine. Is he going to be like, oh, I'll respawn there if I die? But there is no if. Charged with lightning. Oh, it gives me a buff. Cool. Too bad I'm going to derp around and explore too much and not be able to actually benefit from it. Oh, it does it even if you don't get hit. I thought it'd be like a lightning shield, like for shamans, where... See, the combat's just so fast-paced that you can barely even appreciate what's going on half the time. And you might think, oh, that'll change later, but honestly, I don't think it would, because the enemies are going to get stronger, but so are you, so... Unless the mechanics get substantially more complex, you can just kind of face roll your way through it. And now we can use that to blow shit up. And again, no resource to even worry about, so there's no reason not just to spam literally everything. Amazing. Be like the... Well, like the Death Knight class, where you're just face rolling the whole way. And I love that too. Like even when you're doing something that's a hard mode or a permadeath, people will still try to discredit and disqualify. Like, oh, haha, you're playing as the easiest class, or oh, in Dark Souls, haha, you're using the Black Knight sword. It's like you could use the Black Knight sword even in a regular run, let alone in a one-stat Andy run. If I can't use the Black Knight sword as even a strength-only character, then who would I be able to use it with? Just never use it. They put it in the game for a reason, and it's to reward exploration and sort of killing tough enemies to begin with. Like, you're putting your life on the line to kill the Black Knight to begin with. Not that it was a permadeath run anyway, but still. It's like, why wouldn't I choose the class that gives me the best chance to survive? That's always funny how people try to discredit stuff. So I might get the world's first permadeath run for this, because again, nobody probably gives a shit about even trying to do that. Or they could do it in their sleep because it's so easy. I'm sure it'll get harder later though. So I have no idea where I am now. Did I just come back through? Oh, I guess I was blocked by an invisible wall that prevented me from coming. Wait. Why couldn't I do this before? Huh. So this is somewhere else though still. I guess there's just two bridges to the same place. I hear you. Honestly, graphics aren't bad at all. Why you'd want to play this instead of like Diablo 4 or something instead, though, I don't really know. Mobile game market, right? It's just objectively worse in every way. Why wouldn't you just wait for that? I guess people can't wait, that's the thing. These invisible walls are gonna get annoying. Especially because... there's no like clear indication of why that is the case either. So I'm just trying to play like a range class more, so I don't even want to use the scythe or anything. The skeletons are doing all the work for me, so who cares? Is there really no difficulty setting that you can do like to make it harder? I'm sure it'll get harder, but this just feels kind of too easy. And now I can't even reroll classes because then it won't be a first playthrough, huh? I did all these incredible challenges the first time, so now I'm coming in with expert knowledge that we now possess. I don't even like getting that close, but no corpses in the area. I don't know how health... Oh, it's like a suicide attack? Shoulder pads of willpower. Or was that like a boss fight and I didn't even notice? Yeah, that's the funny thing that can happen too. You'll beat some rare enemy or something, like a shiny Pokemon, and you won't even realize it was a boss or a mini boss or anything. Because it just dies just the same as anything else. Your head rolls just as well as theirs there. What is this? Oh, is this the unseen fort? I'm trying to kind of explore everything I can before I go there. Level 8, so we should get a new ability now. Soulfire rank 2 just happens on its own. No choice or customization in that, just kind of doing... I guess the only choice you have is what you choose to use, but in the end, everything has such a short cooldown that you end up just using everything anyway. Bone Spikes, control charge. 12-second cooldown. Summon bone spikes that erupt from the ground, stunning enemies for 2 seconds and dealing 142 damage, which is a lot from what the damage values we're seeing so far. Charging longer increases range up to 192 or 179. What am I looking at? So that should always be like the last thing, because how much are we really going to use that? Summon bone spikes. So I guess you could almost go by cooldown, just so you do them in order and you always get the maximum usability out of them. Let's look around a bit more. So we couldn't go up there because of the invisible wall. You get those little dust particles or whatever to show you, I guess, that you can't go that way. This should just be back to the town. And so we don't really have any... Oh, shit. Of course, I forgot you have to do this. Why not? You know what? Since it's always such a foregone conclusion that something you get is just objectively better than what you have, why not just equip it automatically for me then too? Why let me have any choice at all? It's not like it matters. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you the illusion of choice. Oh, look at me. I'm equipping the better thing, which I know is better because the game is just telling me it's better without me even having to think about it. Oh, you do get stat points. Or, wait. Oh, but you don't get to put it yourself, do you? You don't get to choose them. Willpower increases potency, resistance, and combat rating by 4. Vitality increases life and combat rating. Increases armor pen, and combat rating. Fortitude. Increases damage and... What is this dot? I was just... Whatever. Increases damage by 0 and rating by 0. Strength only increases combat rating by an amount, so I guess that would be the worst one? Why would that be so limited? Huh. Life is 1649. Cosmetics. Alright, so we could go back now to the blacksmith and be really anal about our inventory. Like, how many slots do we really have? And, oh yeah, I do like that inventory system. You don't see that in a ton of games, like where it's not based on how many items you have, it's based on the size of the item. So this takes up like 2 spaces each. So we may as well recycle some of the stuff. Yeah, that almost should be how it is. Like, you have to give up health to do some of these abilities. It doesn't really tell you your exact health value amount, though. It's 1649, so I don't really know if I'm missing a chunk how much stuff is actually doing. It's a good way to experiment. Like, oh, I'm going to use something different to see if I take less damage or how much less I take after I get a new piece of gear or whatever. Okay, let's just do all this. Salvage, salvage. So I have how many of those materials? Where does it even show how many I have? 539 gold. Yeah, that's weird. How would I even know? It must track the... Oh, here we go. 9. Resurrection Stone. 29% charged. What does that even mean? Like, you would have to always be able to use it. Oh, it restores... It probably revives you right on the spot that you're at. But we won't be allowed to use that either. Like, I just can't die, period. Hardcore mobile game run. Okay, let's go do this unseen fort then. Pretty linear so far, but I'm just trying to see what you can really do. This reminds me kind of like of Destiny in that way, just like the whole inventory and everything. Just how much you're going to be constantly replacing shit. But I guess they were always like that. Yeah, you're doing pretty good damage, like 2-shotting them. Just use this to take out the little weenies on the ground, and I don't really have to get in too much. They're actually hitting me, though, from there. That's pretty rare. Oh, yeah, I should try the new bone spike thing I got. Kite shield. Let me guess, it's better. Wow, what a surprise. I'm just never gonna enjoy that frequency of upgrades. You can't even enjoy it until you get something else. Like, wow, what an amazing difference that last one I got made for that one encounter that I had with it. Okay, we are actually taking a bit of damage. Like, these guys are pretty good at... Okay, that's a nice little AoE effect there. Not too bad. Go in with this. It just doesn't even feel worth it to go in like that. See, I'm putting myself in harm's way for no reason. You should never let yourself get close like that. Like, your base attack is enough, even if I had to rely on that only. Look how little damage another shield. And it's always like the same item too that I'm getting in a row. Like, at least give me different pieces each time. So I can't tell if my base HP is actually going up on its own, like if it's refilling. It feels like it isn't actually. Like, if I just sit here for a minute, let me see. That's an important thing to note. Like in The Witcher, that was a very iconic moment where I sort of sat there for a fucking hour waiting for my health to regen. Because it regens so slowly. But at the beginning of the game, I had no way of healing or anything, so I had to do that. Otherwise, the run would have been over even earlier. So is it going up or not? Will it tell me, like in my character page, just the total, or will it tell me... Where did it even say that? Where did it say 1649? Oh, 666. Let's see, what do we got? Whatever, I'm just gonna assume it doesn't go up, so you have to wait till you level up. And we don't even have any potions, so that is kind of...
Lord Skarn, the shard is ours, and the rite is nearly finished. The way will open.
You are not alone, supplicant. Slay the intruder in my name.
Supplicant. Level 9. Yeah, you really do have to rely on that. They did take out the fucking skeletons though, so this is like the most dangerous spot you could ever put yourself in. But thankfully they come back not too far away. A lot of ads here, a lot of shit going on. I sure am talking shit about how easy it is, but it's obviously gonna get harder. Use that to blow some shit up. What is the R again? I forget. It just makes you stronger. Does it make all your abilities stronger, I wonder? Like, I genuinely don't even know what the ultimate does. What is this, League of Legends? I get an ult? That was not in the other games, I don't think. Oh, that wasn't even the boss. It wasn't even her final form. Shit. So let's see what kind of mechanical complexity this will actually have. Can I just stand there and face tank it? I probably shouldn't have used my ultimate then. When you think it's a boss, you should save it for the real boss. It does kind of let you choose when to engage though. Okay, he has quite a bit of HP, so I do have to watch it. I'll just stand back like a pussy and let them tank it. There's no reason to even try to use the scythe and stuff. Like, why wouldn't I just sit here and do this? Oh, he has like 3 layers of HP like that. 3 bars. Oh, it must be like a phase. Now he'll start to do different stuff. And look how easy this is for me. I don't even have to worry about anything. Well, I'm kind of going in at my own peril here. He's kind of lull me into a false sense of security to try and attack. Now we're going to get some ads out of it. I just have to make sure that stupid... Oh, you have to pick up the health globes. Maybe that's what they expect. It's like he wants to give me corpses just for ammunition here. Is that going to reach him? Probably not. That is going to be a weird mechanic to not be able to regenerate health except by leveling up or picking up health globes. It should go up a little bit on its own at least. Pick up a whole bunch of loot. Oh, he's going to do some suicide attack or something. Yeah, imagine if I die to something like that. Like, I'll beat a super hard boss and have super low HP left, and I won't level up, and I'll have 1 HP and it'll just blow up and suicide kill me. That would be amazing. Worldstone Shard. So let's look at all the new shit we got. The chest piece, leather tunic of fortitude, a lot of HP, good score, 5 fortitude. So I think willpower is probably my best stat, right? Based on whatever pieces have had it. It just seems like they're pushing that at the beginning, but we'll settle for fortitude. You don't really have much of a choice. Or maybe that's telling me those are my 2 core stats. Willpower first, fortitude second. Would that really make sense? Let me look at them again. How do I even see that? I forget. How did I see the menu with Paragon, Quest, Codex, Bestiary, Friends, Party Finder, Warband? There's so much shit. Whatever. Because it's not like C to open the character tab.
An endless sea of souls have perished because of this stone. It is a beacon to life and death.
Why does she sound so shocked? She likes that.
Cain will know what to do with it.
Like, how do they know we're not going to just go rogue with it and do whatever we want? They place too much faith in us. Especially the way we're talking, like, oh, death is such a amazing thing to that one soldier who's grieving over his friend or whatever. So again, my health is going to stay there now, even as I'm in town. That just kind of disturbs me a little bit. So let's see what everybody thinks. I hate how dinky and stupid this weapon looks, but technically it's my best so far. So I wonder, like, I'm curious, what if I go back to that first cave? Is it going to scale up to my level? Are there going to be enemies back there? Or complete the main quest in Wiltham to unlock Wartham. Like, yeah, how is it gonna dictate stuff like that? You'd think there should be respawns, otherwise it'd be kind of boring. But they maybe don't want you to... I don't know what that skull means. They don't want you to farm necessarily, but that maybe is a big part of what this game is about. So there actually aren't respawns, at least not yet. Maybe you have to let a certain amount of time pass, or maybe at just this point in the quest it doesn't want you to do that. It would make exploring these areas again fun later. Just to be able to see, you know, maybe the enemies are going to be tougher. It'll be like a roguelike quality where it'll have different enemies, different challenges every time you go. That's what games like this could excel at. Why do I feel like there was another NPC here to talk to? Oh, there's just those people sitting there praying or whatever. Not doing anything to help you when you're fighting right in front of them. Fuck. It's not gonna let me go through the main gate, dude? I should be a VIP. Fuck. So I'll have to walk around every time if I keep doing this, but why would I really come back here, I guess? So I like it so far that we don't have to interact with people. I'm going to try to avoid people as much as possible. It's like this is the best single player Diablo game you're going to get until Diablo 4. Or Diablo-like game. Yeah, I heard people didn't like Torchlight 3 very much. Apparently. I didn't actually play it. Torchlight 2 was just one of those amazing things where I spent so much time just with mods and custom classes and stuff. You don't even have to beat the game to enjoy it. Or get super far. Hasn't smiled like this in weeks. Why, just because you feel safe even though somebody just blew up in the middle of town like a few minutes ago? Let's just talk to everybody. The most story-focused playthrough of this game you're gonna ever see. I actually care about every little bit of flavor.
Thank you for proving me wrong, adventurer.
You never know who's going to have spoken dialogue and who's not. Or is it always the same characters?
The light had abandoned us.
Use your own hands to do it. Don't rely on somebody else, though. Like, if you just sit there praying all day, it's not going to do anything for you. Where's your God now? Or, like, they'll misconstrue it, too, and say, oh, well, God sent you to save us. So they'll never acknowledge that they're wrong with their belief. So it's like you're reinforcing their bad behavior of sitting there doing nothing, just hoping for some good to happen, and you do it for them. Everybody expects someone else to do it for them, so nobody tries themselves. Even these useless guards.
You've done this town a kindness we can never repay. Nothing will bring back those we lost, but at least some of us survived to mourn them, thanks to you.
I love how even on release day, this wasn't the top category on Twitch. That's how you know this bitter taste of don't you guys have phones and the whole just it being a mobile game is going to hurt them. The only thing that makes it really feel like a mobile game is just the cosmetics tab. Other than that, you could say, oh, this is just a indie studio made a Diablo clone. Oh, you're using the same line, and they don't even voice act that one. Lyra. Don't think we've talked to her yet. Westcar. You've done this town a kindness we can never repay. Nothing will bring back those we lost, but at least some of us survived to mourn them thanks to you. Tell them how death is not the end, how death is not even a big deal. I want to hear more of your sadistic lines. Or you're just passionate about what you do, I guess. And he didn't even seem offended by that. He even thanked us when we said that. We just have an alternative life view. World view. But can we actually use this to upgrade stuff yet? Because so far we've just been able to salvage shit out of it. Get rid of all that. I'm just worried if I AFK out of a combat encounter, I'm going to get fucking destroyed. That's going to be my lose condition. Like, how do I really deal with that? You can't pause it. I didn't really think about that. It's like the game knows my Achilles heel. Can't I just play offline? That's the stupidest thing. So many of these games, like, I just want to play it solo, and I end up playing it solo, but I still have to be connected to the server to be able to fucking...
What you've accomplished is miraculous, my friend. to face such foes and live to tell the tale. Simply astounding.
It's miraculous, and you relied on us to do it. Like, you had full faith when you said.
We were lucky I arrived in time. The cultists were summoning demons. Their leader called out to the Lord of Damnation, a demon named Skarn.
Oh, maybe this is a simple concept about the series I don't even understand. Maybe it's like the Diablo. Diablo is like a title, not a name. So maybe the original one was called Diablo, but then somebody takes his place. Like, what did they say? Baal and now Skarn. So it's not necessarily the same Diablo every time.
Skarn. I have never heard of this name before. And as far as I know, there is no demon lord of damnation.
Well, why were you so scared?
Troubling.
Why were you so scared when you heard that phrase before that?
Indeed. And there's the matter of what we do with the shard. This sort of power does not belong in mortal hands.
On that, we agree. You see, I did not come to Wortham by chance, my friend. A Herodric ritual allowed me to divine the location of several World Stone shards.
Be like Lord of the Rings, where you have to destroy them all, bring it to the special place. That'll be where the game ends.
One was here in Wortham. The other lies somewhere in the nearby cemetery of Ashwold.
Ashwold.
I came here hoping to obtain the shards and destroy them, if possible, before calamity descends upon us all.
If you had some foresight, you would have done that before this bad shit started happening. That's my other skeleton.
Be not alarmed, my old friend, for these frail bones come to you with an urgent request.
Now is this...
My apprentice Lethis, through foul means, acquired a shard of the World Stone. In her pursuit of power, she has brought ruin upon Ashwold. The dead rise from their graves, and the balance teeters on the brink of disruption. Much like I, you cannot have forgotten the significance of that stone, or the sacrifice it took to end its threat. So I beg of you to lend your aid, however you can.
It sounds like Uther's voice actor. No, I thought that was actually my other skeleton, because I only see one of mine here. Where's the other one? Oh, they're just stacked up really hardcore on top of each other. I thought that interaction might have happened because I was a necromancer too, but it could just be that's where the story's going anyway.
Darkness is spreading once again, and it seems I must ask the impossible of you. Will you help me collect these corrupted shards and save our world from oblivion?
The infinite power of creation, held by a being who would claim dominion over damnation itself. I can think of no greater threat to the balance. When shall we start?
Oh yeah, I remember something about that in some sort of flavor text, like maybe Diablo 3 when I played a little at the beginning. How like that's why they still protect life, is there needs to be a balance between life and death for somehow their powers to be meaningful.
From the depths of my heart, thank you, friend. Before you leave, I have a few gifts for you. The first of which lies here on the altar. While it may be simple, a good map is of vital importance. It will surely aid you upon your travels.
Be like a world map? Oh wow, good call.
This is Sanctuary. To protect it, you must cross many lands where forgotten evils linger. Yet you must go without fear into the heart of the unknown. This burden falls to us. A chance to fight the darkness. To ensure our home's survival. For a new evil covets the World Stone's power. If a shard falls into hell's clutches, our world will burn.
He's getting like all in RP. He just discovered about this Lord of Damnation a minute ago, and he was skeptical that I've never heard of such a thing. And now he's being all dramatic with telling us what we already know. Nice. So, oh, can we look at that whole world map we just saw, though? Nearest safe zone. Oh, here we go. Tab to view the world map. Oh, here we go. There's going to be level zones, so that's going to be one of the key things to staying alive, is just don't go to Darkwood. Don't go to... I mean, it says it's locked, but... So maybe I have to farm here until I can go to Darkwood. Frozen Tundra. Mount Zavane. Darkwood Ashwold Cemetery. Wartham. Westmarch is locked. Level 18. It does let me see this, though. So even though this is a higher level than the... That's interesting. I can look at Darkwood, but not this, even though it's a lower level entry. Wait, where did it want me to go? Realm of Damnation. It's just kind of showing you everything. I wonder what all this empty space is for, though. Probably stuff they'll add later in updates and stuff. That's always a good foresight with online games thinking. Like in WoW, how they had all those empty areas on the map. Like what could have turned into Zandalar, or something to do with the South Seas, the Maelstrom, the part below like the Blood Elf areas above Tirisfal and stuff. They kind of had that, or like the part below Tanaris that turned into like Uldum. And they had Hyjal on the map, even though you couldn't go there. That is pretty good foresight. Yeah, where did that guy say he wanted me to go? I guess there's some irony in being a necromancer and only having one life. Like where we couldn't come back. Of all the classes that could come back, this would be the one that you think is most likely to. Is that thing fully charged up? That would be kind of a cheat, though, to say that would be stupid, because then we would have an extra life every time that happens. That's not gonna fly. Although it does seem to take a long time for it to charge up.
Here, this portal scroll has been specially attuned. Once you have reclaimed the World Stone Shard from Ashwold, you can use that scroll to open a portal to Westmarch. There, we will find a means to destroy the shards forever.
How cool would it be if, like, on that map, you could actually travel from here to all those places, like, in an open world way? It's gonna just be where we just go from hub to hub, I bet.
Very well. I will meet you as soon as I'm able.
Be cautious on your journey to Ashwold, my friend.
There won't be a journey. We'll just teleport there. To have the open zone map. So do we have to use that hub area here? Or what is this? Buy some cosmetics. Level up and fight to gain power. Oh, this is the tutorial ending. Fight terrifying evils. Reap valuable rewards. Like you're advertising a free-to-play game that I'm already playing. Adventurer, I pray the light continues to guide you. Tap the open zone map. Or do I have to walk to there? Oh, I thought it was gonna like be a portal. Oh shit, we gotta deal with other people now. My most hated thing that I totally don't want to do. Wait. What is all this? Why is it telling me to go to the unseen lair? What? No. Whatever. Is that my pin or is that something that was already there? It must already be there. First kill of the day. Available today. Defeat at least one monster a day. Try to get you addicted. I'm gonna not use that mechanic, because it seems like it'll make it too easy. It's like cheating. Events. We're not gonna do any kind of raids or shit. Claim the... Or at least until we beat the game without dying. Claim the Horadric Legacy costume as a reward for hitting 30 million pre-reg... Oh, well, that's just... pre-registrations. Oh, I guess it's still open beta, so that would technically count. Complete the main quest in order to unlock this feature. Get some mail, account connection success, download rewards. So maybe there was a closed beta and I didn't even know it was happening. Not like I really cared that much about this game. The only way I knew was because this game does not pause when you open the web browser. Yeah, no shit, dude. Navigation pause, though. Alright, yeah, like, I had this thing on my phone that it would tell me when it became available. For some reason, I had signed up for that notification. But other than that, I would have had no idea. Beginner's Pack, dude. Free-to-play run. Even if it wasn't a hard mode permadeath type of situation, I still wouldn't be doing this dumb shit. Again, how cool would it be? I'll pay 1,000,000 gold for this, right? Just let me farm it out. I don't want that shit, dude. I don't want any of this. No multiplayer, no microtransactions, nothing. For better or for worse. Because again, people could help you and give you advice and stuff. But I don't want that. So what, we're still level 8 or 9? Where does it even say? Well, we have unlocked the next thing at least. So you have the 4 abilities and this base ability you can seemingly never replace. Oh, I don't think I ever read all this flavor stuff. Or like all the descriptions of it. Soulfire rank 2. What is this thing? Launch a Soulfire that explodes. Next upgrade available at level 12. Upgrade preview. So it'll go up from whatever to 176 plus 17. Okay. Throw a ball of Soulfire that explodes when it strikes an enemy, inflicting 142 damage to the target and 25% as much to all other nearby enemies. And I'm not sure if this value includes like what I'm wearing as far as gear, or if this is the base value plus that. And this is when you use your ultimate. Enhance. Dude, that's kind of a boring ultimate. It just lets you do what you normally do, just better, right? It's not really... So you may as well... It's like a passive. You may as well not even notice. Enhance, it's just significant, I guess, when you choose to use it. Like, if I take off my shit, will it show the difference in damage, or is that not accounted for in that tooltip? I wonder. That'd be kind of useful to know. So it'll do 42. So that makes a difference of a whole 100. So you never have to worry about calculating. Oh shit, why you put destroy there? My instinct is to click the left side, not the right side. Jesus Christ. Why would you just destroy it either? I guess if you run out in a place where you can't come back to town. Otherwise you would just turn it into scraps anyway. And please give me a cooler looking thing than a damn shiv. It just doesn't suit it. So this is a safe zone where obviously we can go AFK, but it's still technically not paused. That's what I always have to remember. Your skills will automatically gain ranks as your character gains levels. Skill ranks increase the damage and the utility effects of your skills. Dealing damage with your primary attack will charge your ultimate. Once fully charged, unleash your ultimate to empower your primary attack for a short time. So that shows you it wouldn't be anything more exciting even on other classes. It would just be a better auto attack. Yeah, I don't think I read all these though. Nearby enemies. Enhance Soulfire for 12 seconds, instead launching multiple greater bone spears that seek out enemies and deal 225 damage each. Targets hit multiple times simultaneously will take 75% cumulatively reduced damage from each subsequent hit. So they do reward. It's almost like a diminishing returns effect, but instead of CC, it's just to punish you for trying to spam the same thing on the same enemy. So that's a good mechanic, at least, to make things less overpowered. Yeah, we need some kind of a way to, like, escape from a combat situation if I do have to AFK for a second, where, like, I'm in the middle, especially in a boss fight. I don't really know how I'm going to deal with that. That's going to be my biggest potential of failure. Even if I have to AFK for a second, that's going to count as a death. There's no way around it. I don't really know. I guess most encounters are going to be short, like just AoE down the mobs and it's fine. But then if something respawns or comes from behind unexpectedly, I guess they typically don't do that, but if you're AFK too long, something could just respawn dynamically right on top of you where you just killed the last set, right? If you go away for too long. Yeah, that is sadly sort of the immersion breaking thing with some games. Like if you know you can't pause, like that happened in Dark Souls 1 to me where, you know, if it's really long, I had some like 1 hour boss encounters where I did some crazy soul level 1 requirement damage and shit, like that Asylum Demon with the broken straight sword. So if I'm in the middle of that and I have to AFK for a second, then I die, and then I have to do the whole thing over. It just kind of ruins the whole experience. Or you have a ton of souls after a boss fight, and you die. Even if you go AFK 1 minute in like a 10-hour play session or whatever, that can ruin the whole thing and make you not want to play it at all. And that's why I made my own hack to force the game to pause, like externally in a way that you're not supposed to. And it can kind of fuck with your computer and stuff. And then I eventually, universal pause button came out, and I started to use that, which is pretty good. So you can pause like any game with that, including Dark Souls 2, whatever. And so that literally makes the games playable in a way that they wouldn't otherwise be, right? It just gives you that peace of mind, knowing you can pause anytime if you really have to. It doesn't really make the game easier, like people try to flame war and say, oh, haha, just get good. But then Sekiro has a pause button, so does that mean Sekiro is easy? Like, it's just a stupid design decision that somehow they had like this perpetual online quality to them, even though you can still play the game offline, like, you know, have invaders and stuff. So they were too lazy to kind of separate the two, even giving you the offline mode. Of course, you can't do any of that in this game, because in these kinds of online perpetual games. But again, why not give the option still to do that? Like, I wouldn't even care if my progress didn't count towards anything online. Like, I can't use it later online if I'm playing offline for whatever reason, just in case I somehow cheat it or hack it, which you'd think they wouldn't allow either. But, you know, you should be able to play it like a single player game. So control, charge, control meaning like crowd control, I would imagine. I don't know what charge really means. Like, it didn't take a cast time, did it? Cooldown 12 seconds. Damage, damage, damage. I mean, well, everything does damage. Like, this is damage too. Summon bone spikes that erupt from the ground, stunning enemies for 2 seconds and dealing 196 damage. Charging longer increases range and damage up to 247. So, does Microsoft get credit for this game now since they bought Blizzard? Because maybe they improved it over, or made it worse over its original state of what it was going to be. Certainly the decision to put it on PC is a great idea. Like, I wouldn't be playing it right now if it was on mobile, obviously. Command skeletons. Why does this need ranks when it's just like a... Oh, so maybe... Because see, I'm just letting them auto-attack, but it buffs their damage. So you should use it even if... That's kind of a stupid thing. I thought it was just a way to choose what they attack. But you should spam it just because it's going to make them stronger. Cooldown 8 seconds. Command your skeletal champions to charge at a location and increase attack speed by 80% for 4.5 seconds. So on the character creation screen, it showed us having like 4 skeletons. So I wonder at what point I'm going to be able to get more of them. Probably we can see it here. This probably gives you like a third one. Or actually it doesn't say that anywhere. Huh. That kind of spoils what you have to look forward to, but it doesn't tell you exactly what it does. But a lot of these are the same abilities. Like, what is something that is going to be a new ability to look forward to that isn't one of the 4 we have? This is new. Skeletal Mage is new. Obviously, you can summon one. Maybe you get to choose whether you summon this or the other, but why would you even care then? Like, it's obviously just going to be better. Bone Wall. Or maybe some are better for some situations. Like, it does more damage, but it's not as tanky. So I'm going more for the tanky type if I had that choice. Bone Wall, we have. Or no. Well, you'd presume it's similar. I guess most of these are different. It's not just a... Oh, it won't just show a new rank of something you already have. So that's good. So what even is the max level? 50, I would assume. But maybe more. And you just don't get abilities after that. So you read that. Increase attack speed by 80% for 4.5 seconds. Passive, raise a skeletal champion every 8 seconds to a max level, to a max of 2. So at what point am I going to get a better rank of this is what I want to know. And it'll probably be a while. Skeletal champions deal 28 damage per attack. So there really is no summoning management. It just kind of does it on its own. Which is, there should be a bit more commitment. Cooldown 1 second. Detonate all corpses in the area. Each corpse dealing 146. So this does 147. Or no, 142. Never mind. But they're close together. So I wonder, the base damage of this must be slightly higher. That's why. Enemies struck by multiple simultaneous explosions takes 40% cumulatively reduced damage for each additional hit. Slash with a summoned sight, dealing 165 damage to all enemies in front of you. Yeah, that kind of is a good way to qualify it. It's a summoned sight because obviously you might not be using a scythe as a weapon. Sometimes you will be, but they can't just assume that all the time. Each enemy hit generates a corpse up to maximum of 2. Maximum 2 charges. So this has 2 charges, this has 1 charge, this has... oh, that's the same thing. So that kind of plays with your idea of a cooldown. Like you could use it once, and then you always have 1 in reserve, or you could wait for the cooldown. So there might be some kind of meta idea where you use it only once, and you never use it the second time until the first one comes back, or does it not start to cool down until you use both? I'll have to think about that. There might be some reason to always keep one like in your back pocket. Reach level 60 to unlock. Main, the Risen Dead. Head to Ashwald Cemetery. Wortham is safe for now, but a new threat arises in the nearby village of Ashwald. Hurry to the cemetery and uncover the plot of the rogue Necromancer Lethes. Navigation pause. Why is... Oh. It just says that when you're on this screen, but it didn't go away for a while. Codex. That's a pretty sick animation. Obtain 2 magic items. You can claim experience. I kind of don't want to use all this stupid stuff in the menus. Like, that'll be our hard mode. Like, we just play the game like it's a game. We don't want battle pass, stupid shit. And, dude, why do that? Like, there are a number of games that do that. Like, why do I have to go in the start menu to unlock experience for doing something I already did? Either give it to me as I do it, or give it to me for turning in the... Yeah, Hearthstone is like that too. Like, I have to go into the questing to turn in the quest for something I already did. Why not just give it to me once I complete it? Or at least in this context, give it to me when I talk to the NPC who, like, I'm turning it into. I don't want to use these. Whatever, I don't need it. Add friend, unless they're really punishing for, like, not doing that. Like, they expect you to, so now I'm going to be under-leveled. Oh, you got people spamming shit in chat. How do I turn off chat, actually? Because people are going to say advice and stuff that I'm not going to want. That is actually a relevant thing. Just turn off chat. Turn off everything. Fuck it. Nothing. That is good that they just let you do that. Hello, friend. Why does it say wizard? Oh, it's just a generic example. It's just the size of it. Transcribe voice chat into text. That's kind of a cool thing to have. I wonder how good it would be. Better than Microsoft's, I hope? Because that sucked. I was trying to use it on one of my writing streams. Chat commands, narrate chat messages. So yeah, that'll stay there, but nothing new should pop up. Friend, okay, fine. We looked at that. Party finder, I don't want to look at anything there. Warband, I'm assuming is like a raid. Which again, I'm sure there's people who are already max leveled and super, you know, best in slot set, everything already within a matter of days. Doesn't pause, yeah, we know. What else did I want to look at? We looked at that. This is like our calm before the storm. We've beaten the tutorial. We looked through everything. Skills are good. So we got this on the scythe on 1, the explosion on 2, the... Oh, I don't want to accidentally attack a player, and I don't think it lets you, though. For some reason, I thought those were players, too. We get the bone spikes on 3, and we have to remember to use the 4 just to increase their attack speed, which I think is kind of stupid to have to do, but... What does that mean, navigation pause here? Like... Open the codex to view the guide. Oh, there's too many things to click on. Let's look at this again. What is in the mail? Okay, I don't care about that. Breaking my immersion. Breaking the 4th wall. There is no email. There is no account. That is really the thing. Like, whenever you see stuff like that, it makes you want to play a game less. Like, as soon as you see, oh, it's not even about the free-to-play. Like, I'd rather pay $60 for a game. You know what I mean? Like, if it was Diablo 4, I'll just buy the damn game. And then leave me alone with all this dumb shit once I'm playing it. But I think it's all cosmetic, so it's not the end of the world. Let's get used to these menus a bit. What is it that it wants me to do as far as this? Oh, it's like, no, I don't want to do that shit. So I'm assuming it's on... Oh, that's what it means, like the auto navigation. safe zone. Now, does that mean from players? Because
what can I do to help?
oh, he didn't voice act that before.
I'll keep the forge burning for you, eh?
So now are like people gonna, am I gonna get like my own instant zone when I'm trying to do stuff? Or can you just turn that navigation shit off, dude? Like, stop saying that. Yeah, where was that again? Auto navigation. Turn that off. Unstuck. Yeah, like, are people gonna help me kill stuff? Because then I don't want that either. Or is he gonna put me like in an instant zone? Maybe not in the overworld, but it will in like a dungeon, maybe. I kind of want to go back to the game now that the tutorial's over. Back to the beginning of the game. And just kind of see, are the enemies gonna respawn? What's gonna be different? I really don't know how stuff like that works. Can I turn off those stupid footprint things too? Like, there's too much stuff that they're just like trying to break my immersion. Auto pickup. Auto navigation. Yeah, can people steal your items? I imagine they wouldn't let you do that. Display my name is fine. This is controls. It shouldn't really have anything to do with that. Display. Classic. They really don't let you turn that shit off, do they? Little footprints on the ground. I don't even know what they mean. I think it's trying to tell you where to go. Oh, I guess I could turn off maybe the objective itself. And then it would, like, stop tracking it. So now the footprints should be gone. Because I'm just kind of in exploration mode. Just trying to see what you can do outside of what you're supposed to do. This is where we got off the boat. I'm just seeing to what extent stuff respawns or doesn't, or maybe some new event will be happening here. Maybe it's too early game to expect all that, but if I want to farm for experience now, for example, I should be able to do it. I like how serious her expression looks. Avatar frames. Dark Clan leader. Okay. And what's the other thing? Oh, this is just your character page. You can rotate. She looks a little drunk or something in this one. Her eyes are all droopy. Attributes. You have 2719 life, 117 damage, a little bit of willpower. Shows you your skills. Paragon, don't really care about that right now. Bestiary. 25 unique monsters, that's it? 41 rare. 38 common. That seems like a low amount. Huh? Like, and why wouldn't it say whatever? That really doesn't seem like very many though. Like in the whole game there's only 104 monsters. Current cycle, don't really care about that. All this is like multiplayer stupid stuff. We're gonna get world first. Level 60 without using any of the... It'll be like a super specific world first. That's the funny thing. Like, I probably have several of those in my hard modes that I don't even realize. Not the hard mode itself, which I do have a few of those. Oh, I guess this is the experience bar too. I didn't even notice that. And this. So some of the stuff did respawn. So I don't understand how it works with other players interacting. Maybe you can only see them in the safe zone. That would be kind of a good way to do it. Yeah, it'll be some super specific thing. Like the first person to beat the game without dying, while also not using any of the in-game mechanics, like claiming the rewards and stuff at any point. Even though that's kind of just naturally something I would want to not do anyway. So they scale up to your level, which is a good thing, right? Mystery, chest armor, dude. Dude. Why are you spawning stuff on me out of nowhere? What the fuck is that? This is the kind of stuff I'm worried about. Why did those spiders just pop in like that? That's not fair. This looks like a boss type enemy, but maybe it is. I don't even know. So what I should be using is 4 a lot more. 3 is okay sometimes. Kind of knocked him up in the air a little bit. Reaches up. So I'm curious now, what if I sit here? Is something going to respawn? I have to test all these things just for my peace of mind. Like even this doesn't pause the game, does it? Like how would I know that? You can't see the screen, so it almost seems like it does pause the game. it's actually a lower score, and willpower seems better than intelligence, at least for this class, maybe. Like, really, what if I don't really know. Maybe he's trying to farm some defensive stat by taking damage. I guess I won't bother him. Cord. So we're kind of getting a lot of gold to 713. That's actually better than mine. Again, you don't even have to take a millisecond to look at it or to think about it or make any sort of decision or even appreciate how good it is or isn't. You just equip it because the game tells you it's better, and that's all. Fun and interactive mechanic. And the fact is, like, there's no theory crafting, min-maxing to really do. Maybe not at this point in the game, but you know what I mean? It's like they want to do all that thinking for you because they assume, oh, you're just going to look it up anyway, which is sadly, we can't even go back in there. What the fuck? The state of a lot of these games, but I just disagree with that. So we're getting a lot of fucking spawns just like out of nowhere. I don't know why that is. Like if I just keep walking back and forth a few feet and they'll keep coming back or what? Yeah, this is the danger that I'm going to run into. Just non-stop fucking enemies everywhere. I guess we're just farming experience, farming levels. More so just curious how these things work. Conduit globe, emit lightning. I don't know if I did something to deserve that or it just is a random chance off an enemy to get it. Open the codex to view the guide. I'm kind of going to just retrace resurrect player. His run is over. There is no resurrection, dude. Fuck that shit. I don't get it, so you don't get it. That's what's going to happen to me. Foreshadowing. If I AFK out in an area like this, that's what's going to happen. Fuck. Like, at least once you kill stuff, you should feel like, okay, I'm safe in this area for now, and I don't have to worry about it. I am a little bit confused about the HP regen element. What if I'm not leveling up? Am I going to have no way to heal? Because I don't have any potions or anything. I guess I'll save the ultimate for now. Fleeting Shrine. Movement speed increased. So, like, did I steal it from that guy? Is that guy not going to be able to get it now? I guess these type of elements I don't mind using in the world. Oh, here we go, dude. It's going to be endless. I'm not even trying to farm. I'm just trying to look around, dude. The respawns are off the fucking chain. Which makes me think that maybe there is an element of, like, shared enemies to make sure that there's enough for everybody. I'm not really taking any damage here, but getting in to use the scythe is something I don't really like to do. Oh, you should probably take out the weenies shooting at you from behind first. It's hard to really assess the threat level. Always go for like the mages before the warriors though first. The foot soldiers last. Don't really need to use the two there. Okay, I don't really want to fight these, but it's hard to even move around. I guess it's partly my skeleton's fault too. They're gonna go ahead and kind of just always aggro everything. So we can't go back in that first cave. Dude, stop telling me to open the codex. Yeah, this respawn element is gonna be stupid. It's almost like you can't help but farm even if you wanted to. Or you just are discouraged from looking around. Look at my HP now. I'm a little bit bothered by that. It's like the best way to get HP back is just to equip something with more HP on it. But that doesn't even give you more, I don't think. It's kind of like, I'm kind of just face tanking there. So what if I was to go back to town now? Would that heal me up? I guess I don't really care too much right now, but I am a little bit curious about the health aspect of this game. Because so far I haven't really seen it regenerate on its own. So this we can use to go around to the other unseen fort. So is it gonna... It's gonna stop me from going back to the same places. At least for now. Maybe that's some endgame mechanic that you have to unlock, like to... the Paragon system or something. So these are only level 11. We can use this to just destroy everything. AoE. Corpse. You should do the corpse thing last, I guess, when there's the highest number of them. Those things do like a little suicide effect, which probably isn't going to do very much to me anyway. And again, I don't really care if my skeletons even die, because they just come right back after a few seconds. So that's the only scary moment, if something big and scary is hitting me. Use that to kind of stun stuff when it gets too close. That'll be like a scary moment if my skeletons die and something, a whole group is very strong and they're right up in my face, or a boss is on me. But I doubt I'm gonna get like one shot or something. Yeah, that shows you how little I know about the game. Like saying, oh, I'm gonna play on the highest difficulty. Apparently there is no difficulty, or at least if there is, I don't know what it is. Cooldowns refresh. So that might be the only way to heal, is to pick up like the health globes and stuff, or to have an ability, I guess, that heals you, which could make it very valuable to play as like a certain class, like a monk class. That's kind of a sketchy thing to rely on, like a health globe. What if I just don't get one for a while? I could just get fucked. Oh, I'm trying to use the corpse thing for no reason. Or just wait till you level up, which could be... it could be hard to guarantee that. Like, it's going to happen less and less often over time. Core gameplay is pretty fun, but it's just so... it feels like what little choice you would have had in these games, even that is taken away from you. As far as like customizing what stats to get every level, customizing which ability to get at which point. I don't know what that was, Massacre. Like even choosing like, you can upgrade one of these abilities every couple levels, and you have to choose which one to commit to. You don't even get that choice, I don't feel like. Keep doing the, you get rid of the codex stupid thing. Quill rat. Be interesting to see the overlaps with enemies like in obviously Warcraft series and stuff like that. A lot of it does share the same general backdrop as far as like the Scourge and the Plague and demons and whatnot. Of course, there's a lot greater variety there, so maybe there'll be some of that as we go on. Murlocs and fucking all kinds of crazy crap. Elementals. Should look through my inventory a bit. I'm just kind of getting a feel for if there's something that's different in this area. Certainly there's an upscaling of enemy levels, which is appreciated. Oh, I might have gotten a new ability too. So this is sealed off. I don't like how quick the respawns are. Like instant. That is kind of stupid. We get like a rare spawn, I guess. Let's use our ultimate, in fact, for it. Just so nobody else steals it or whatever. And I could end up getting myself killed by doing this. Where's the skeletons when you need them, dude? See, I got too excited about the rare spawn and now I'm gonna fucking die. Jesus Christ. Leather tunic. Long staff of willpower, blah, blah, blah. No health globes from that. So I guess it was worth looking around, huh? After all, because we wouldn't have found that guy otherwise. So I'm not going to interfere too much with other people's combat. Let's go back to town to see if I can't heal. So at this point, I would just go up anyway. So we're ready to progress. Let's just go back. You would think entering a safe zone should either allow your health to come back slowly or come back all at once. Or maybe there's like a... oh yeah, there you go. I don't know if that's somebody healing me or if that just happens on its own. Like a player who chose to do that. I don't really see any players though. Did I talk to everybody after? I don't think I looked around town thoroughly enough, did I? I was just curious to go back to the beginning of the game and see what had changed. We've gotten a lot of upgrades. We have sockets for gems or whatever. Cap. 2 upgrades that I didn't do. So I upgraded an upgrade without even realizing I upgraded the initial thing I had. Long staff of willpower. So you lose willpower. Wait. Or wait, why does it say... huh? It no longer has the up arrow. So you gain willpower, you do more damage. So why wouldn't you use this? It's only slightly better. You lose intelligence, I guess. So that's the first like actual choice I've had to make. Intelligence versus vitality, lower item score. So generally that should be the barometer that you use. So I'll sell some of my shit. Oh, that's going to be there the whole time now, though. How do I... That's so stupid. I can't get rid of... Are you mad? We were this close to being overrun. Who's he? He's talking to him. Oh, we do have potions. I didn't even notice that there. But they don't show up in, like, your bag. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for shining down your light on this little... Oh, we can't actually talk to him. Can we? Oh, we can't. Do not give in to despair. Despair buries deep into your heart and threatens to choke out its light. So we could put stuff in the stash. I see no reason really to do that now. Stash 1. Rename stash tab. Well, just for RP immersion purposes. And it doesn't really matter what we put in there. But how would we make new tabs? Maybe it's something you have to buy or unlock. That's the kind of thing they would make you do, right? With real money. Buy like a bank slot or bank tabs and stuff. So that shows you how full it is, that little bar there, I assume. Good amount of gold. No opportunities to really buy anything yet. He wants to be a guard. We're getting a little bit of dynamic NPC dialogue here. Better than Oblivion dialogue, am I right? It's actually not as bad as people say, but it's more so the way they frame it, like how you zoom in on their face and it's like a stiff still animation and stuff, and there's like an awkward pause beforehand, and the fact that it's like too dangerous, I'm thinking of leaving, I have family in Duncrag. It doesn't give you enough time to read the whole thing. And it's also the voice acting is recycled actors and stuff for everybody. Now things are much better up there. The world's gone mad, it seems. Wait. Oh, you can't talk to both of them. Sometimes the boxes like overlap. Like, why am I seeing it this far away? Oh, and he's just repeating what he said anyway. Originally. Weary fisherman. What good are all your hopes when the fish haven't returned? Ungrateful. There's plenty over there. Just eat those. That's like their secret stash. This weapon looks pretty damn cool, actually. That's such an important aspect, is like seeing the stuff on your character over time. Well, I heard a rumor. I don't have time for this. Kevin's around here somewhere. Wait, what did she say? I keep missing dialogue. It's uncanny how much dialogue I miss. Fuck. Of what little dialogue there is going to be. Like, they'll just keep saying the same shit over and over the whole game now, probably. What, she lost him again? Late at night, strange lights flicker in the church. What if some townspeople are secretly cultists? Conspiracy theories already. Nice. A little bit of stutters. I don't know what to really say about it. Thank you for your aid, adventurer. My son hasn't smiled like this in weeks. Okay. It could be because of all the people, but whatever. Formidable. This time I get to be the hero. You're the cultists. Oh, they're role-playing. No fair. I always have to be the cultist. Oh, we haven't seen any of this stuff yet. Apprentice jeweler. Welcome back. What can I do for you today?
Oh, hello. Combining, socketing, polishing. We do it all.
Cyril.
Anything else I can help you with?
Well.
Hello? How can I help you today?
Apparently I can't use it yet, but they still introduced a character, Kindra.
What can I do to help?
So let's just do everything then. I wonder if there's a max limit of how much salvage stuff we can have, because we've been able to do this, but we haven't been able to. Oh, so these will be rare, and then those will be like legendary or whatever. So there's only 3 tiers of items apparently, which is kind of strange. Like, instead of gray, common, rare, which is blue, common is green, then epic, and then legendary. So there'd be 5 tiers by WoW standards. So it'd go gray, white, green, blue, purple, orange.
My forge is yours, friend.
It's a bit more narrow. I don't know how it works in Diablo games themselves. Like, maybe it's always that way. Pray the light continues to guide you, which you say twice at the same time.
I know not what trials you will face, but I believe you have the strength to conquer them nonetheless.
You said that last time, and then when I did it, you said it's so miraculous, and you're so surprised. So do you have faith or don't you? Don't let them hear you. We can bury it here and it'll be our secret. Is this gonna be some side quest we can do? They killed like a cat or something? It'll come back as an undead and be like the final boss of the game. Pay attention to this memorable moment that people will be talking about for ages to come. When Annie buried a dead cat and it came back to haunt you. To bite you, literally. Okay, let's go to the next area, which I think I can take the path to do. I don't know why it was showing me like I could teleport there or something. Maybe I could. Why do I have this when I just... Huh? I thought I just turned everything into a scrap. It's always interesting sometimes to keep your starting set of gear just for RP purposes. In some of these games, like in WoW, that can be kind of cool to do, but whatever. How did I miss doing this?
What can I do to help?
Huh. I swear I did every single one.
My forge is yours.
It's weird they don't give you any outlet to spend your gold when I have over 1,000 already. Like, unless I'm missing a tab on the blacksmith shop. Let me actually check. It just seems peculiar that I can't actually do anything with him yet. We have all the scraps, but we can't actually do anything with them. Nice pathing. Sending me the other way. So what does this mean? You can navigate to the jeweler from here. Nice. It's always this way with Blizzard games. They make you want to play a game, you know, non-stop, addictive, like play Hearthstone all day, play WoW 12 hours a day all the time. I used to do long streams of stuff, but usually not back to back. Like I would do a, you know, 12 hour, then I would do like a 3 to 6 hour, which is still long, but you know, once it gets to 8+, I don't really always enjoy it. But lately I've been doing a lot of them. Although immediately lately, not really. Okay, stash. Okay, that's just where you store stuff. I think it's time to just move forward. I think that was a good little catching up with the townspeople after every chapter is a worthy pursuit. We can't exit from here or from the bottom one, which is kind of annoying. So they force you to go out the same way. All this red stuff is just going to bother me. Like, I don't want to see that. Clalison. Let's look at some of these guys' names. Jothus. This guy looks pretty cool. It spoils some of the gear and upgrades you're going to get too. But I also guess it gives you something to look forward to. Like, are there going to be people on mounts? I don't know if there would be mounts in this game. Do I get like a Death Knight type of horse because of my, like a Dreadsteed? Or was Dreadsteed the Warlock one? I forget. It's been so long. Press Alt plus that to interact, except we're not going to do that ever, so... We are an antisocial necromancer. Our only friends that we need are these skeletal knights behind us. So I'm assuming this is where I have to go because... Have I been to this yet? Oh man. I'm making the wrong instinct by doing that. You should never go in like that. There was no corpse, but how come she still did it? Or maybe that was just my basic attack that I'm confusing with it. Okay, it's not a very wide area, so I keep thinking it's something different that we haven't been to. That guy looks like he has a legendary set or something. You can't really... Oh, that's probably how you would interact, like to target them. To Ashwald Cemetery. 3, 2, 1. Progress is saved automatically. Of course, because everything's online. Like, why would you even need to say that? Unless my power goes out. Yeah, imagine if I die because of that. My power goes out or fucking internet disconnects. Imagine the balls you would have to even try doing it like this. You're getting stutters, lag already. Fuck it. Beat the whole game today, which I highly doubt is going to happen, but...
Please, no! Don't hurt me!
Is this going to be like the barmaid in The Witcher where I can choose whether to save or not if I do it in time and it's a secret reward if I do? No, it's not so much of a choice game. Because I said, oh, your peasant quarrels don't concern me, Vesna. And then they just killed her. I guess I still technically had time to save her, but come on. It just made them attack her instead of attacking me. Like, your peasant quarrels don't concern me. That's the kind of RP with that character I wanted to do. But that doesn't mean I'm not still going to help you. I just don't care. That's what I mean. I'm trying to be edgy and different. Like, not even really edgy. Just like, I don't care, but I'm going to do it for a purpose or just to save her. The outskirts. Onto it. Oh, I thought it was like an NPC because of that icon. Baited me properly, actually. So what does it do? I don't even get what happened there. Maybe I broke it or waited too long? Stop showing me the codex, dude, please. Sometimes if you... It does that to bait you to open the microtransaction screen. Otherwise, it'll keep harassing you. I just kind of want to explore with no sense of... No preconceived notion of where to go. Even the map is, you know, tiny and out of the way. Full immersion except for the fucking chat there at the bottom. Oh, maybe I could just... I don't really want to do that. Like, can I just not have it be there? I've turned it off, but whatever is typed there is still going to remain. Maybe I could just go... I just don't want to show that stupid message the whole time. Zone Adventurer. What does that mean? Maybe like just in front of me? 9, 8, 7... What? I like want to spam the chat to be able to not have to look at this shit. Whatever, I don't really care, but maybe we can just scroll up at least. Everyone needs a res eventually, not me, dude. I feel like Necro can kind of play like Scholar. That would be advice, except I don't know what that means at all. What is a Scholar? That's not a class. Use that to blow shit up a bit. Destructible environments, amazing. 10 out of 10 game. Guess you can't complain too much about a game when it's free either, but it's been pretty polished so far. I wish maybe they'd iron out these stutters a bit. And I wish there was a bit more customization. A little Beelzebub action here. It's amazing how much Christian and sort of religious influences make it into games, even when people don't think about it that way. Like, that is what a lot of the stuff would be based on, like, biblical sort of demonic entities and whatnot. Castlevania, you know, you wouldn't think of it like that necessarily. And it doesn't mean you have to be obviously religious to play it, but it's kind of just taken in passing. Like the holy light, even that's like a religious sort of connotation to it. Okay, so fuck. Don't tell me, dude. Don't tell me. I mean, I'm allowed to use Unstuck for the purposes of open beta, as long as it's not helping me in a combat sort of moment. But this is going to be the first time where I actually have to use it. So how do we do that again? I keep forgetting. You have to go in here, go in here. Feature moves the stuck character to the nearest safe zone. Dude. It was doing pretty good so far with not having to do that. Totally discredits the whole run. Oh, it doesn't even undo your menu. Guards watch. That is kind of like cheating though, because it took me ahead somewhere to where I hadn't been yet. What the fuck? Like, let's pretend we didn't see that and just go back. Can we go back to the other town? Bring me back to... Yeah, bring me here. And I'll just walk my way back. It's not like I made it too far. We preserve our immersion by teleporting magically from one area to the next. Oh, maybe it just wants me to look at this. The woman seems grateful for aid. Perhaps she knows more about what's happening. I'm going to try not to use quest objectives. Like, I'll just... Again, it seems pretty linear. And even if I find an area I'm not meant to go to... Only problem is if I encounter an enemy that's, like, way too strong. But even then, the skeleton should be able to tank it and maybe I can run away. Like, I don't know how far things really chase you in this game. Killer Frost. See, I don't like names like that because they kind of break the immersion. That doesn't sound like a real name that anybody would actually have. Although maybe in certain fantasy cultures, like, oh, you're named for your function. So, you know, like Native American names could be like that, like Sleeping Wolf or whatever. It could sometimes have that connotation to it. Like Geralt, the White Wolf. Okay, so we just made it to here. Are we gonna have to do that combat encounter again? She's gonna be under attack again. You can get stuck in the gravestones if you destroy them, and then see, it should keep a log too of when you used unstuck, so that they can know. Right, that's like reporting a bug without actually having to report the bug. So now I'll come into a place that maybe I shouldn't go because I have explorative nature, and then I'll get stuck. Certain tombstones will respawn. Cooldown's refreshed, as if that even matters right now. We can talk to her further, level up more, as long as we don't get a new ability. Those are fine. I just can't wait till I get a third skeleton. They are starting to die a bit on me. Like, where's the other one? It takes 8 seconds maybe between each of them. So you gotta play a little defensive here. This is such like an ADD hyper kind of experience. Just like combat, 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 kill, kill, kill. There's no like, you don't really have to strategize or think too much about what you're doing. I mean, and again, if you take away the group element of like raids and stuff, that's like an artificial difficulty, because the difficulty isn't you doing what you have to do. It's everybody dealing with, you know, teamwork and other people's fuck-ups. That's why I like the Dark Souls experience so much with stuff like that, where it's like a one-person raid experience where, sure, I might spend 10 streams on one boss, but it's me, one way or the other. It's my failure or my success. It's not, I'm not relying on other people and they're not holding me back. So whether I do shitty or not, fine, but it's all my fault or it's all my credit. The only, like, a lot of those encounters arguably aren't hard at all, like in raids, but it's just you have to deal with everybody's Crypt of Honor dead. Now maybe I'm not supposed to go here and it'll be super high level. That'd be my favorite thing. If there wasn't an invisible wall here and you just fell to your death, that would be the best, stupidest way to die. Oh, I like how you can see below like that. That's a pretty cool effect. That probably wasn't in the older games, probably too much, right? It would be too much to handle.
Oh, God. What have I done? What have I done?
I guess you could call him a howling forge.
Just a stranger passing by. Are you all right? Is there a way I can help?
All these WoW name references.
A white-haired woman. She asked me where she could find the crypt of the honored dead. I led her here. I didn't think anything of it.
I don't know how you actually even say the word. Like, let me actually look up. This is the one Google thing we'll do to learn how to pronounce it. How do you pronounce forged? A forge is a long, deep, narrow body of water that reaches far inland. Forged are set in a U-shaped valley with steep walls of rock on either side. Forged are mainly found in Norway, Chile, New Zealand, Canada, Greenland, and the U.S. state of Alaska. Okay.
Fjord.
Fjord. He's sure crying like a baby. You could call him a howling fjord. That's what you call a howling fjord.
She slaughtered my friends, the townsfolk. People died for my mistake. How was I to know she would kill them? I came here hoping to stop her, but I'm too late. Akarat, forgive me. This is all my fault.
Listen, no one blames you. Her actions are her own. But you need to return to Guard's Watch. It isn't safe here.
No. No, I won't go back. Please, don't tell anyone you found me, all right? I just want to go home.
A hidden layer has opened in this zone, so this must be like optional quest stuff. I guess I wouldn't know because I'm...
Go back. I won't.
I'm trying to not look at the codex and stuff too much, so... But I do want to keep a track of the map just to see, like, okay, we went to the chick here. I don't want that. I went to the chick here, and you're probably supposed to go left and go that way towards the town. So we chose instead to go, like, the furthest right. So I just want to look at every nook and cranny of the map. So that empowers me with some kind of magic aura, but not the lightning. It'd be interesting to learn all these. I don't like when the enemies spawn out of nowhere, like right on top of you or even behind you. At least if you can see what you're getting into, that's good, but all the bodies have like the same generic look to them. Let's see what we got here. So a hidden thing opened up, but I guess it's not here, or maybe I didn't fully understand what that did for me. A hidden area opened up in this area. Oh, it must be... I don't know. You would think it'd be like right behind him. Like, oh, now you can do this because you heard his sob story. Wait, so what was up on the other side? Imagine getting confused navigation in a very linear structured game like this. So it's obvious that it wants you to go to the town. I actually did inadvertently go to the town because I had to use auto unstuck. It should really send you back to the last one that you went to, not to the closest one that you haven't even been to yet. Taurus Demon. He looks kind of like an NPC, honestly. And his name. Good RP there. So how would I go down below here? Maybe I could cheat by letting somebody else kind of show me. Maybe people are trying to talk to me, but I have my chat turned completely off. How would I get down there? Maybe I'm just not meant to do it. Yeah, that looks like a chest, isn't it? I guess it's just not openable. We can go here. The outskirts. Fleeting shrine. Movement speed increased. I don't really care too much about that. In fact, it could probably just get me in trouble. This was one of the staircases I ignored before. Skeletal Warrior. Can I recruit you? I want you to join my team. Quickening Globe. As if this game needs to be any more fast-paced than it already is right now. Quantity over quality, the game. But again, that's very true to the series, I guess. Nothing to really interact with. The constant respawns are definitely not appreciated, though. It kind of punishes you for exploring, but I don't know how much hidden stuff there really would be. So maybe that's the assumption, is that you shouldn't really explore, so you wouldn't really care about the respawns because there's nothing really to look for. And as I say that, I find something. So what is that supposed to be? Summon some kind of boss. Uh-oh, there's a lot of shit going on. Wow, they weren't exactly that tough. Haunting Spirit. My damage looks pretty good, honestly. Just even with my base attack. That's what you're going to be using the most anyway. So I didn't unlock any new abilities, at least, did I? Got a new pair of pants. If I look... I don't know what the hotkey for the skills thing is. So I just keep accidentally doing that. Here. Wait, am I taking damage? This is the kind of shit. At least it gives you that red little glow. Because a lot of these menus and stuff don't really show you the screen at the same time. So, right, so it just completely blocks your view. Wait. There was nothing here before. Like, why is this just spawning out of nowhere? Did I activate it by hitting... Activate enemies in this whole area by hitting that altar? I guess that must be what it was. I'm going to assume I didn't get any new skills, but I can't look at the menu now. Yeah, this is such a Dark Souls meme thing. Oh, there's no pausing, just get good. If you have to AFK, have to take a shit, your house is on fire. Angry Pete. You're just... Oh shit, they're going to fuck me from behind though. This is where you put them on there just to tank it. Just get good and don't have to pause, don't have to take a shit. Never have to go AFK. I guess I'll use this. This guy's pretty strong, actually. Probably won't have a great chance to use it anyway. I kind of wasted the health globes. Apparently, you can get them even when you're at full HP. There's just so much going on the screen, but it's such a face roll type of thing. It's not like I'm really doing anything with great purpose or strategy. It just looks cool. Wait, why are those footprints back? Ah, I wanted them to go away.
I can't go back. I won't.
I thought he goes off if you turn off the codex thing. It just does it on its own, man. Leave me alone. Fuck. Most immersion breaking stuff you can do. That was like a little bonus series of encounters there. So we got 2 upgrade shields. This one's just better in every way. I guess you could have some preference between fortitude, intelligence, and stuff, but whatever. I'll just go with the higher item level for now. Let's look at our skills a bit. Are they going to respawn right on top of me as I'm doing this? Again, all this stuff is upgraded. There is no like meta either with like using lower rank stuff, right? Like rank 1 Frostbolt in Classic WoW, because it's a faster cast time and it still slows them down and could give them like the Frost Nova effect to kite people. People didn't like that, but I think it's amazing. It's just like once people know, everybody starts to do it. But isn't it brilliant, whoever came up with that first, or you know, just the idea in general? It's weird just that there were no enemies here first. It's like you're not supposed to come from this direction, or it just wants you to hit that thing first. So how long will the health globe stay there? Like, will I be able to come back for it if I need it? He's kind of helping me, making this an easy run. It's discredited because we got player help. He's carrying us. There's really no way to prevent it. So yeah, this was just like a little bonus area, I guess. Seems like almost everybody would use a shield. Like, you don't think of necromancers as using a shield. What are you so afraid of? You afraid of death? Your own elements? So we went through there. I guess I want to come from this direction, but we'll end up at the same place where we hit the altar. It'd be interesting to see what the other areas are going to be like, because it's all dark and dreary like this, but maybe, you know, there'll be some more lively zones. It'll still just mix up the enemy variety a bit, like a volcano or a, you know, more bright forest, jungle. You always got to mix up the areas. They can't all just be like this, gray and dull and stuff. Okay, so we'll go pick that shit up, even though that is obviously the theme of the game.
I need a corpse for that.
So what did I want to do? I'm using the map a lot, certainly, as much as I said I don't want to use like the codex and quest objectives. I don't know what that thing is, actually. I think the biggest upgrade for me would just be... Yeah, I don't get how it works, though, because if he's a higher level, how could they be scaling in that way? Right, for him, they're a different level than they are for me, like in Destiny. I don't know how that exactly worked, but... Experience? What does that mean? Pool of Reflection. Gain bonus experience, okay. These things don't seem to last very long, though. Whatever they are, like the little pickups in the overworld. You know, this is like a shared experience. We're all, like, helping each other. I don't really get it. Just trying to avoid people as much as possible. Maybe I should have played on the most extreme low population server possible. I just kind of let it pick for me. Which you'd think they might do that anyway, because... they don't want to overload the more populated ones. This is just to the town, which we inadvertently went to already. Let's go back a little bit. The most thorough explorer in... what's the base area called? In Sanctuary. Didn't say I was the most attentive. So, what exactly? It's a bonfire. This is Dark Souls. Every RPG game is Dark Souls. Every fantasy game is Dark Souls. Or Skyrim. Like, the two comparisons you just can't help but make with every fucking game in existence. Level 14, I'm totally farming and I don't even care. Although I'm really more so just trying to explore. I just can't keep track of where I have and haven't been. So I could talk to that chick and I could go to the town. Those are the two things I should prioritize doing. Basically just spamming buttons, doesn't really matter what you do. Don't let your health get too low. I think the lowest they got was like really early, because I don't understand how health regen works, but there seemingly is no health regen, which is a big question. Could cause a lot of problems later. There are going to be like health fountains, and there's going to be like the little health globules that spawn, but that's about it. I'm getting a little bit low even now, so I just have to wait till I level up, or I have to hope one of those globes drops. It would really mean the world to me if one of those health globes dropped right now. Otherwise, I'll be in a world of pain. Alright, we're just kind of going back and forth and killing the same stuff over and over, which is not necessarily what I want to be doing. I don't know what the hidden thing is that I unlocked, though, by talking to that guy. Like, he told me the story of his whole life. I must admit, I kind of checked out a little bit midway through. I didn't catch entirely what he was saying. And, of course, there's going to be no text backlog in a game like this. Although there probably should be, to be fair. Grave robber. Is it technically robbing a grave if you revive somebody from the dead and make them work for you, like the skeleton? What's hitting me from behind? Helm, that actually looks kind of cool. But you can't wear stuff for cosmetics. Is there going to be transmog in this game? That's being a duskwood a little bit. And kill all the grave robbers in the cemetery. That was such a good leveling hub area. So many enemies, so many quests there with that more Ladim or whatever their name was, the elite guy. There's so much cool stuff in that area too, like Stitches, who would come and patrol. The elite abomination. We just gotta make sure we talk to that chick first. So let's see what this guy is up to. And I thought I could keep going further this way. I'm going to end up getting myself in trouble by going to a higher level zone that I'm not supposed to be going to. But that's...
Nazmir sent you, didn't he? I've got nothing to discuss with that man. I'm not going back to that death trap he calls a guard post.
Have we talked to Izmir? I don't think we have.
The risen dead are everywhere. It's dangerous to be out here on your own.
He seems so concerned for everybody, but...
Yeah? And what? Staying in that camp is safer? Huh. I'd rather die out here, fighting, than wait around to be slaughtered by the undead.
So how do interactions work? See, like, look at this. Is it paused right now? My game is paused, so I must be phased out. They're hitting my skeletons. They're hitting me.
I'll be good on my own.
Like, I'm gonna die listening to fucking dialogue that I don't want to skip from a generic NPC that I don't give a shit about. This is how the run is gonna end. What the fuck? It actually expects you to do that. Just end the conversation. This guy took his hard-earned time and effort to fucking voice act those lines, and you want me to skip it? Oh, look at that awesome spell. I could be a mage. I could be doing that right now. Actually, you technically don't even know what classes people are just by looking at them. You'd have to target them or something. Still got a ways to go before I level up. I guess I do have potions if I really need them. But that NPC didn't really get me anywhere. This is the same spot I was just at. Those rats are just for show, like critter effects. This is the only problem, is I can't be as sneaky as I want, avoiding some of these enemies. The skeletons are always going to aggro them. Whole bunch of shit over here. Oh, I must have missed that. I don't think you can really steal from people. Like pick up their loot and whatnot. I don't see why they would let you do that. Although those kind of mechanics can sometimes be the most fun in games. Like in Tibia, how if you kill people in PvP, it's an old MMO named after some bone in your leg, right? The tibia fibula is an island in there. You can like kill people in PvP and actually steal their gear. They'll lose like their sword that they worked so hard to get, paid crystal coins for it. But it's actually an awesome mechanic, because sure, it can be frustrating, but it's also amazingly immersive, and like it feels so meaningful. People would form all these guilds and like stuff to sort of regulate the population. Like if the high level guy on the server does something wrong, then a bunch of guys would gang up on them and try to take them out together. And it makes you feel like a god if you're the highest level on a server. Like if you were level 300 and the next highest level is a 200, you know, you can kind of just do whatever you want. There was this thing where somebody made people pay taxes to them. And again, it's not like an in-game mechanic, but because they know, right, like this person can protect us and he'll kill us. He can kill anybody he wants. So you want to be on his good side. So it's like an MMO in which you're dynamically, organically paying taxes just because that person wants you to, and because they're so much higher of a level. And then one day you can level up and try to catch up to them. They'll get fat and happy and lazy and stop leveling so much. And then you can eventually take revenge on them. It was such a like awesome quality that those mechanics allowed to happen that would never happen in most games, unless it is a mechanic that the game puts in there automatically. Alchemical Shrine. Freeze enemies. Or you'll wait and stalk them for your chance to kill them when they're low HP or something. And then if you fail, you'll be their target till the end of time. And you lose levels like when you die and stuff like that. It's so awesome. Even though, again, it's punishing and it's tough, and people can obviously abuse it with sort of...
Without a corpse, I cannot.
If they're a higher level, they'll just fucking troll you whenever they want. It's a price that they have to pay, though. They get like a yellow, white skull or whatever. So the power is really in the threat. It's not like they could kill anybody even if they wanted to. Sounds like I'm talking about a government, right? It's not like they could kill 300 million people or whatever of a country if they wanted to. But the power is in the threat, so you'll still do what they say to an extent. So if everybody just had some balls, you can never overpower the raw majority of people. 10 million soldiers are no match for, even with all their technology, for 300 million citizens. Gun control topical argument incoming. Alright, let's see what we got here. It's just like if you went back 30 years and said some of the things that people are arguing for now in the US, it's just very disturbing. People would have never said stuff like this, no matter what their political side was. They're just so reactive to whatever the topic of the day is. Like, what the fuck? Everything is like the end of the world, and you have to take some extreme action every time something happens. That's not how rational people behave. Okay, let's see. What is this? The Electric Shrine? I don't like all the stuff that just appears and disappears, including the enemies themselves. This reminds me of like where Archimon is summoned, kind of. Okay, we gotta be a bit more careful. Look at my HP. Speaking of the end of the world, could be coming soon. But I do have my ultimate, and I should be leveling up soon. But yeah, I don't know about potions. Like, I haven't gotten any. I haven't had the chance to buy any. Maybe I just missed something, or maybe it's gonna be now in this next town, so they make you go quite a ways. Oh, that was a bad decision. You gotta always play through your skeletons here. This is not a good spot to be in. Ooh, where are they? Where are they? Are they dead? I guess I could use my ult, but look at my HP, dude. I'm just relying on leveling up. Please, please. Man, I'm gonna be stingy and die with 3 potions in my pocket. Like, dude. That's what happened in Witcher. I had a bag full of food and fruits and healing items. I didn't use any of them, and yet I still died. I guess you can't really use them in the heat of combat in the same way. Or maybe you can, but it recovers stuff kind of slowly. Dude, I should be pretty close to leveling up, should I not? There we go. That really is the one way that I'm Wraith form. I'll have to take a look at that. Check a look. Okay, poke him there. Gem socketing is unlocked. Maybe I should go back to town and figure out how that works. This is the problem too, like, there'll be an endless slew of enemies that your skeletons will keep chasing after, so the combat encounter is never over. You kill one, they'll go to the next. You kill the next, they just chill out, dude. Yeah, you gotta pull them away. Stop. Relax. Holy shit, dude. It just never ends. Royal Guard. Okay, so let's go back to town and just get an idea of what I'm doing here. This is the Eastern Gardens. Why does that seem like a safe zone, though? Maybe I should just keep going for a little bit. Well, let me look at my new ability, too. Now, am I safe to, like, AFK here for a second? Or is shit gonna just spawn constantly? I'm going backwards to an area. Like, it doesn't acknowledge whether you're going through the area or whether you're going backwards. It just treats you the same way. So it's like, oh, we can't let you go here without a fight, but I already just killed you like 5 seconds ago. I definitely don't regret the class choice that I made, though. This is awesome, and I can't wait till I get like a 3rd skeleton. Only thing I fear is my own tendency to go AFK. So I have to just make sure it doesn't happen in combat, and when there's a boss fight or something, I have to be locked in. So we only really fought that one boss so far. There's a couple like mini boss type enemies, I guess, but let's see. See, somebody could fuck me over that way too. They'll aggro like a whole area's worth of mobs and then out of range them, and so they'll attack me instead. So even though you can't kill people, supposedly, you can still fuck people over by doing stuff like that. Pulling a really strong enemy to them or whatever to get them killed. I was gonna look at my ability, but whatever, I'll just wait till town. I honestly can't even worry about it. There's too much combat every fucking 5 seconds, so. These health globes don't drop nearly enough, so it's kind of a little bit questionable. So we can keep going that way. Why don't we just unlock like the checkpoint or the waypoint? This seems like such a combat heavy area that it doesn't even make sense that there would be one here, but save me time coming back here. Or I won't use waypoints for full immersion. I'll just use it if I have to use unstuck and go to an area I haven't even been to yet. That's kind of a bad thing. They should not have done it like that. Oh, I thought that was an enemy for a second there. Heroes. What is that? What is that? What is that? These seem like maybe too strong. They have some crazy shields and they charge you. Those are the kind of abilities that are going to fuck me over. Where they just charge you and stun you and CC your whole time. Did a good amount of damage too. Why am I struggling to auto attack these ones for some reason? I'm kind of being lazy with both my ability that I got, new event, but also my even like upgrading my gear. I just feel so overwhelmed by this area. Like, give me a second to do something. I guess it will kind of tell you even in the menu if you're being attacked. This is why you don't even have time to look at shit, because it's just all about the next encounter, next encounter, next encounter. So the score is worse by a lot. Why? Because it has 2 sockets versus 1? And I guess we did unlock that mechanic. I don't know exactly what... Oh, I guess it's level determined. I just stole his health and I didn't even need it. I don't like these, man. Oh, where's my skeletons? I could be screwing myself over. I mean, there's way too much shit going on. Like, oh, fuck. Need the skeletons. Need the skeletons. Just do it. Just do it. Come on, this damage should help. I might have to use a potion. This is not good. Q, Q, Q. Just do it. Just do it. It still takes a bit too. I just aggroed way too many. I don't care. I'll figure out how to get potions later to make up for that, but come on. That was a very bad pull. Bad decision making. Even with the ult, it was kind of dicey. 22 kills. What do you really get for that? Just more gold, more money? Or I mean, more experience? I don't know. Better chance of loot drops. Getting kill streaks for nothing. The only kill streak they need is 1. Oh, they just don't give you like a safe zone moment, dude. Like, give me a second, dude. Like, what if I need like a portal, like a scroll of portal or something if I have to AFK. Like, just, can I sit here for a minute without them fucking killing me? Let me see. It's like a gamble. You'll never know if this will be a safe spot or not, and some shitheel will pull some mobs to me where they normally might not go. So what is this? New event? Side quest wanted. Kill Gatekeeper Wolf. Ashwald is haunted by souls living and dead, but one is especially malignant. Kill Gatekeeper Wolf. Very nondescript sort of quest text, just very to the point. Woman seems grateful for the aid. So I kind of want to go back, talk to her. Let me look for my ability first. Go to skills. Wraith form. So now I'm going to have to swap out another ability. So you're only going to be able to have those at once, and you can't go in this menu exactly in the middle of combat. Let's see what it does. 11.4 seconds buff. Transform into a Wraith, gaining 50% increased movement speed and invulnerability for 2 seconds. Very much up my alley. I could have used that in the last fight. During this time, you cannot attack. It's good to just get out of a place and in a hectic moment. And I really wish they gave you more than the 4 hotkeys. Like, why do that? It's like I got a keyboard with a million buttons. So what am I not using very often? Honestly, I'm using everything. I don't really know how to justify this. Even using this is important because you can kind of decide what they focus fire. So I might not even use it right now. It could save my life, but I guess I'll use it as a potion backup because all of my abilities I'm using very frequently. So I'm a little bit confused as to where I have and haven't been here. I feel like here you use that just to get their attention. Whether they taunt them or not, it's still good to focus fire. So if I go down right, I'll unlock some kind of waypoint. But what is down below? Like that there were so many tough enemies blocking. Basically, the one thing I unlocked that I want to check out is the socket mechanic. But I'll go back to town later. Or maybe if I can warp from here, that would be a good checkpoint to go at. Maybe I should use the health globe a little bit earlier. Or, I mean, save it for later. There's so much shit going on, dude. No corpses around. Seems like there should be plenty, but they're just going away so fast, or I keep using them too early. You should wait till there's a ton, maybe, for maximum effect. I am taking pretty good chunks of damage here, I must say. Yeah, this is going to be the problem. There's going to be... What am I doing? Hitting the wall, or what? My skeletons are about to die, so I just have to wait. It's almost like you want them to die, though, unless their health comes back. You can't really summon them at will. It can be such a counterproductive thing, though. Like when the hunter pet tanks everything for you, but it can also pull every enemy in the dungeon. That is kind of a ridiculous aspect of it. Okay, this is a bad spot to be in because they're about to die. So I better just back off. Let them die, run away. I gotta just find... Dude, this area is gonna be tough to get through. Like, all I want to do is get to that stupid... So let's see, will their health come back? He's just getting pelted. He doesn't even care. Shouldn't he try to fight back? I guess I'm kind of telling him not to, but you really can't tell them not to. You can't put them on passive. They just kind of follow your lead a little bit, but... It's okay if they die, but I'm more curious, like, how would they get health back? Is it based on, like, me, if I get health back? This shield shit is so OP. Dude, like, I'm at half health, they're very low. This is the kind of time where you're going to allow yourself to die. But even me leveling up doesn't refill their health. So the worst case is when they die at the same time. At least if they die one... Like, one's at full health, the other dies, that's fine. Because you can always lean on the other one. But, like, that's so horrible. How they just charge me like that. I'm stunned. I'm fucked. Do so much damage. I just leveled up. Need another health globe. You just gotta spam hit them. It's a pretty tough mechanic. That's like the first mechanic you actually have to think about. Even though you just kind of spam attack through it still. Man, just the respawns are rough, dude. You gotta overlevel an area to be able to explore it. Otherwise, you're just gonna get fucked. This is a boss. I don't have my thing available. 619, nice. I guess I should have seen that coming somehow. This is where Corpse Explosion could be bad, actually, so maybe it justify replacing it. Immune to control. And my skeleton's about to die. So is the other one going to come back just in the nick of time? We have some health globes active. It'd be great if I could actually sort of use my ultimate on a guy like this. But now it's too late to even justify it. 2,000. So they have like the different health bars. It looks like, oh, that couldn't be the accurate percentage. But there's like those little other blocks of health. I don't know why they do it. Like a fighting game where... just to, I guess, give you a sense of relative experience. I don't even know what that was. Who cares? Just too much action going on. Use the health globe, aggro everything, and get myself killed. They just keep going in and in and in. Just let them die and back off, dude. I've had enough of these clowns. Stop it. And why does that keep coming back up? Just let them die. I don't even care. And then they just teleport to you. Dornan's retreat. I guess this should be a safe zone. That at least makes it worth it, because I don't want to have to go through that shit again. Oh, N is for your skills. Do you have to use it once in order to activate it? If not, then if I do, then I'm going to regret not doing that. I could easily just warp and come back. You gotta always pull everything back, otherwise they're just gonna keep pursuing till the end of goddamn time. And that's a bad habit that I'm never gonna get over. Very Blizzard inspired in part, just looting during combat basically all the goddamn time. Scythe of Vitality. Use this even though it's a bit premature. Can you stop going in further? Stop. Now, where are they when I need them? What is that, like blind? I can't even see what's happening. What is that status effect? Where are my fucking skeletons, dude? You have one job, just to tank for me. I don't care whether you attack shit. They're so aggressive, man. They're set on aggressive mode and I can't turn it off. Like, aggressive, defensive, passive. At least stay on defensive at worst. Alright, let's see what we got here. Okay, this is gonna be too much. Like, I can always come back here. I don't know what this point of this area is. Like, I did that to unlock a waypoint, but there's nothing here. I guess I'd be like a boss type enemy. This is all just like side quest stuff, I guess. Gotta use the spikes more because it kind of stuns them too. Pretty good sequence of moves. I kind of am just face rolling it a bit, but we got to see what we can do. I love that. Like, that shows my total ignorance of the game. Highest difficulty, lol. I thought for the campaign, though, for single player purposes, they might, it still is highest difficulty, though, because I don't know jack shit about it. That's the true difficulty, which nobody understands in gaming anymore. There's a certain value in ignorance. Ignorance is strength. I upgraded my movement speed just to be able to run in and get hit faster. So that shows you I was there, but I backed off because there was too much shit going on. So I'm going to assume that we've explored this area sufficiently. I'm going to go back to town. 1 resurrection obtained. Doesn't mean a damn thing to me, though. Man, these guys are such gluttons for combat. They just keep going and going and going. Would you just stop? Follow me, don't... Like, what is that guy doing? He just wants me to die. Stop doing that. It's gonna come into really dangerous territory later in the game. Dude! This fucking guy. So annoying. What's happening? What's happening? We're getting ghosts and shit everywhere. Focus fire something. There's way too much shit going on here. I could use the ultimate, but let's see if we can't deal with it. These guys aren't too tough. They look all intimidating, these little lost souls, but it's no big deal. So much fucking chaos. Leveled up again. Enchanted Dust. Who was quite the teacher? Both of my shit. Probably some well-known Necromancer. That's the only danger zone of dying, is when both of the skeletons die. Right, then you're all alone and they target you. that's where that Wraith form would come in handy. I'm being kind of reckless. That's the #1 thing I should have, just to prevent potentially dying, give you time to pop a potion, stuff like that. Like, I'm not even choosing to do this. These guys just have a mind of their own. Like, I'm just gonna say fuck it. Let them die. I'm just leaving. I'm gonna go back to town and look through my shit a little bit. Fuck. It's gonna take a while to even get back to that waypoint, though. Good thing they put one here, too, because it's just overwhelming. Chaotic fucking gameplay. This area represents what Diablo is about, for better or for worse. Just non-stop, mad fucking combat. Looting, chaos, buff. Just... I do like the tougher enemies, because then again, it's more like quality over quantity. Just give me something to actually worry about, like the shield mechanic, just anything. Give me some AoE to avoid, even as I'm... That's what was the whole problem with these games at their outset. It's like, you have to click to attack and to move, but you also have to click to avoid. It's like you have to click, come in, attack, avoid at the same... It just felt awkward, right? You're doing the same thing for opposite purposes at the same time. You guys good? You had your fun for the day? Let's go back to... Wait a second. Oh, it's not going to let me go... Or is it? Yeah, it'll let me go all the way to here. Fast travel mechanics. So now we can take a little reprieve and look through my items that I got. And deal with the jeweler. Maybe check the blacksmith. Hit me 2 nips. I doubt there'd be any other more interactions in town. I'm not going to be too incessant with looking for that. So we got 3 or 4 weapon upgrades. It's kind of hard to switch these when it's just non-stop combat. Why are these getting cut off? Like, you can't even scroll down, so how do they fit? Oh, you have to scroll like this. You can't use your mouse wheel. Oh, shit. 6 rows. Buy it for real life money. You don't need more than that shit for now. Let's see. So this is an upgrade, so why wouldn't I just do it? Oh, the arrow goes away after you click it, though, so you have to be careful. Imagine actually reading through and thinking for yourself and figuring it out, huh? 475, 431, 453, 432. So this is the best one. So the rest we're going to... Oh, that helmet is sick, though, dude. The set is coming together. Even the cape is cool. Basically, the leggings are the only shitty piece. We need a better pair of leggings and boots. But the whole top part of our body looks good.
It's good to see you well, friend.
So can we actually do something besides just salvage shit? Like, I don't get it. These are all like rares too. There's too many rares. There should be more than 3 tiers of items. But I'm assuming that is just legendary because, you know, it would have to be. Why you'd want to... Or maybe that's... like epic, and then legendary you can't actually salvage, so it won't even show up here. That could be true too. Oh yeah, see this scrolling thing. Why can't you use the mouse wheel? That's kind of weird. It's just so instinctive to try and do it. It's almost like this wasn't designed for PC or something. Most of it feels pretty natural though. Like, I do appreciate them doing this port and doing it on day 1. Generally it seems to work well. Oh, maybe it's already been out on mobile for a while. No, because my phone had that little pop-up that showed me it just came out. Well, it could have been in closed beta for a while is the point. Cat.
My forge is yours, friend.
Imagine buying microtransactions in a beta. Imagine buying them period ever in your life.
Oh,
but
no. Combining, socketing, polishing, we do it all.
So we unlock this mechanic, I guess, just by getting to like level 15, something like that. Because it showed me this NPC before. But we don't have any... Like, we have the sockets, but we don't have any gems. So, buy it with real... Defeat hidden layers. Purchase from Hilt's trader. Well, whatever. It's something we can't do yet, in any case.
Oh, I see. Well, please come again.
She talks so slowly, like she's so disappointed. Those kids are still role-playing as cultists and whatnot. So if there's something really memorable that we get, we could put it in the stash. But for now, I don't really care. So you go out to the world map. This does look very exciting to think about, but how can this be... How can these areas be that big? Like, this is all the frozen tundra. This is all the mountain. See, these ones are all close together. I guess they just get really big. Bilefen? Or is it Bilefen? I'm stupid. Bilefen. Realm of Damnation is level 50 to 60. Oh, so the max level is 60, not 50. Very WoW classic-ish. Although I don't know, again, how the Diablo games work with levels. Or there'll be expansions then that give you... Wasn't the Necromancer an expansion for Diablo 3? Or at least that must have been part of it. Because I'm pretty sure that wasn't in the original game. Chasar Sea. Doesn't look like a sea to me. It looks like a fucking river and land. What do you mean? Library of Zoltan Kull. So maybe this is this whole bottom area and this is the whole top area. Like, these are so close to each other. Like, what is this going to be? If not used in an expansion or something. Or maybe it'll just tell me about them later. Alright, so let's go to... Actually, let's walk our way back to the chick. Talk to her and then go to the town. Right? Because the other warp point is confusing because there's really nothing there. Okay, I'm not worried about that yet. Like, we can go here, but so what? There's nothing there. A little on the map that I didn't fill in, but that's like a dead end. I guess you can go from here to up there. And then go to the Dark Wood, which I wouldn't want to necessarily yet because it's too high of a level. Right? We'd have to be 20 plus, although we're getting close. So we talked to the chick first, who's like somewhere at the beginning here. Then we can go to the town. So yeah, I don't know what the point of the Eastern Gardens waypoint really is. So let's not even take a waypoint. We'll just go straight up to the top here. So that Wraith ability is kind of bothering me a little bit just because I don't know. I should at least try it. But I hate this fact that you can only commit to 4. That's kind of stupid. So I can give up the ability to choose who they attack, which I've been using a lot. I could give up Corpse Explosion. But then I'd want to put it like here. I don't know. I'll keep experimenting around, playing around. That's the whole fun of it. But again, when you make a PC port, at least let me use more abilities. You don't want to make the other thing feel inferior. Feels like my animation is a little bit different for that now. So these things do scale up in level. So that means, again, a great design concept. The idea that why not allow people to use any of the areas in the game that they want. So like if I feel like leveling up here instead of leveling up in the current area at any point, I could fight level 100 spiders here or level 50 spiders here or whatever. The Corpse Explosion seems maybe too good to pass up. So this could be a mistake. But in a way, I kind of like playing it like this because it feels more like slow-paced combat, a little more meaningful. Use this as your AoE. Moves like Corpse Explosion kind of ruin a game like this because it's just too much chaos and too easy. So we'll do a no Corpse Explosion run. I was just using it to test it out in the early game. If you need an AoE, you have the Bone Spike. If you need single target or high damage, it's still an AoE, but you have the Scythe. And if you need, you can Focus Fire one, and then you can use this. That's very good just to get away and to create a safety zone kind of for yourself. Because again, this is what most of the game is going to be like, but at least you can mix up what you choose to fight. If I want to fight these instead of fighting something else that I'm bored of, I can do that. You can knock up even that big-ass tree. Massacre 15. Let's keep the streak going. What's my highest kill streak? Sash of Willpower.
Death is inevitable.
Does it give me the lightning effect? Or no, it'll give me the speed effect. Dagger of Fortitude. 127 damage, so it's less damage. Lower item score. Belt with 1 socket. It's a little bit better life. But that shows you kind of the relative value of sockets. So even though it has 24 more life, it's far worse in item score. Almost 100 worse. Even though it has the same everything and even better here. But just 1 socket is equal to almost 100 relative item value. That means. In fact, probably more, because that life has to count for something. So that's an interesting thing to note. I could just go back to town and heal, which I probably should do, but I'm about to level up, so Let's just be lazy and put our life on the line. Fuck it. Yeah, like, why am I doing better in this game than I'm doing in Diablo 1? Diablo 1 is a hardcore old school game. They made this too casual. They made it too easy. This seems like a cakewalk by comparison. Okay, let's talk to that chick finally. See, I always try to avoid stuff at the time so we can do everything else first. Not saying she would prevent me from doing it, but it just gives us a point to come back to if it's main story or more important. That image on the loading screen is pretty cool. Definitely reminds you of like the original entry into the church in the first game. Alright. You know, like the one thing I ever did in the Diablo series. And we never came back out again. We were never seen again.
Thank Akarat for your help. But my husband, he's still in danger.
So he just disappeared as soon as she started to talk, which means like we're in an instant zone. So we should be safe now, but technically we weren't. Enemies were still able to attack us even when we were talking to somebody.
Our home is to the northwest. He's all alone with those bandits. Please don't worry about me. Help him.
Home is to the northwest. Yeah, like I probably should have just played the original again rather than this. I'm not much of a sucker for new games the way that obviously a lot of people are. Like, oh, it comes out, you just have to play it. I, in fact, deliberately try to save it.
Death is quite the teacher.
Grim Scythe rank 5. This shit just doesn't ever go away. I don't want to track quests. Can't you take a hint, game? Although, I am curious what the quests we even have are. Like, that's just one, but how do I see it in the menu? Is it L? Like, quest log? No. Let's just look here. Wait. Oh, this is main quest, like I said. Husband is being attacked. Head to his home. Now, unless his home's up at the top where I just went... That'd be the only thing worth noting. But again, I have to do it anyway, so if I... Wait.
My wife and I are just simple folk. We don't have anything of value.
Oh, I didn't even go in this direction before. I must have just... Oh, I didn't even go towards the town at all, in fact. That's why I got confused, because I just went right and up. Maybe I shouldn't do that, where I skip the quest and then try to come back for it, because it's just going to send me through that same area I just went through anyway.
Blessings upon you, friend. Ashwald's always had the occasional bandit. Nothing like this, though. What luck brings you to my door?
Ulrich, fucking thought it was Ulfric at first.
It seems Ashwald has become overrun with the undead. Do you know anything about that?
Aye, the whole guard's been fighting them for weeks. My son joined up at the Crypt of Honor Dead just this morning. If you find him, I'm certain he can tell you more.
Is that the one we talked to before, or I'll have to find somebody now, I hope. The one who was all dejected about not wanting to... Yeah, for whatever bit our exploration is going to matter. Let's not use those and try to just figure out what we're supposed to do ourselves. How about that? What a novel concept, especially in a game like this. It's one thing in WoW, like, sure, some of those can be cryptic and complicated because the game is so big and the zones are so ridiculous, but even, like, just in the original game, it'll send you halfway across the map to do a quest, and you actually have to read the quest text and try to figure it out. I think I'm enjoying it more when I don't use Corpse Explosion. That just seems like it makes it way too easy. Although maybe they somehow expect you to do it. Kite Shield. Which I'm assuming is not as good as Grave Light. Just better in every way. Wait, it's a lower item level though. Required levels higher. Ash gathers in the battle. Notches spread across its surface. That's just flavor text. It's not like an effect of it. That's hard to say whether that's really better or not. In fact, it's telling me with the arrow that it's not. But I guess you can just prioritize based on your class. Like, willpower just seems to be what I would want more. I guess if it wasn't for that quest marker, I might not even try to do this, but it's just a natural course you would take anyway. That's where fucking Corpse Explosion would have been good. Look at my HP, dude. Lifesaver. This just feels more like at least a commit, right? Like, what is the cooldown on Corpse Explosion? And why does it feel like it's just such a spammable, degenerate kind of move? All these are at least a hard commit to some extent, which makes your choice of using it actually feel like a choice of some kind. Even if I am just button mashing, it's button mashing with a bit more purpose. I'm going to deliberately handicap myself just to make it feel a bit more interesting. And then you rely on the auto attack a bit more. Even this feels more intuitive because at least you're not clicking to move and clicking to run away. You're also choosing to sort of, what do you call it? Like, you can move with the keyboard. So it still feels like, okay, you have to commit to the attack by standing still. These shouldn't have very much health. They're just like little fucking buzzard, little flies. Yeah, this health globe mechanic feels kind of contrived, though. So there is no resource management of any kind. You can't manage your health. You can't manage your mana. There is no mana. You can only just hope a health globe drops and just try not to take damage. Which at times it seems impossible almost not to.
Stop wasting my time, you peasant. I know her body was buried here. Where is Asila's tomb?
The Queen's tomb is hidden. The dead deserve their rest.
Wrong answer. The dead serve me. A fact you will learn soon enough.
We should have a bit of a personal...
You. It's your turn. So I suggest you speak quickly. Where is the tomb?
I don't know. None of us do. Only the Queen's handmaiden knew its location. I swear. Let this. Stop this. Your wanton disregard for life ends here. You will be brought to justice.
How I tire of your jealous attempts to suppress my potential. Now with the power of the World Stone at my command, I will obtain true dominion over the dead. Your entire lethargic order will be swept away and replaced by one with the ambition to reshape this corrupt world. You are a relic, old man, and you are no longer needed.
Epic NPC versus NPC fighter. She just leaves. Now, because she's a necromancer, we might have a personal bone to pick with her almost. So we gotta get used to the fact that I'm not gonna be using Corpse Explosion because I was just spamming it before. So I can pick the chance to stun them a little better, maybe. I don't know why I stand so close in those moments. So it's better, so just equip it. Fine, I'll just defer to the fucking arrows. So let's see what this guy thinks of this whole situation, though. There's still an NPC just chilling here.
Oh, God. What have I done? What have I done? Who are you?
So I probably wasn't meant to hear that before. He already forgot.
Just a stranger passing by. Are you all right? Is there a way I can help?
Let me guess, I'm still not supposed to talk to him yet, so he'll forget again once I talk to the other guy.
A white-haired woman. She asked me where she could find the crypt of the honored dead. I led her here. I didn't think anything of it.
You already told me this, dude.
She slaughtered my friend.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, we get it. We'll have to actually go down below, I'm assuming? Where all the action is at.
Another priest of Rathma? I assume the Order's growing impatient then? Well, I assure you, I shall detain my former student. If you wish to be of help, perhaps you should start with that guard.
I swear that's gotta be Uther's voice actor just doing some different indentation. It sounds so much like him.
What a day. Certainly didn't expect to get choked by some death mage when I left the stead this morning.
Necromancer, not mage. And she isn't past killing for the information she seeks. That handmaiden is in grave danger. I need you to help me, or that girl is as good as dead.
I guess you could say we have a bone to pick with her. He's in grave danger. Even the character's playing along with the puns.
Light's mercy. You're right. Wait, I know. Captain Asmir at Guard's Watch. He knows the maid. If you head there right away, there may still be time.
Some of these players do look like NPCs when they're just standing still like that and when they have a believable name. Yeah, we don't fucking need your dumbass anyway. Time to die. Immersion breaking names.
Must recharge.
We get all this gold and nothing to do with it. They haven't even given me a chance to do something with it. What if I die by AFK and then somebody resurrects me? Then it'd be like I wouldn't even notice and I just keep going and then I'll look back on the VOD and realize that I died. That'd be so stupid. Your health doesn't regen here, so... Wait, am I supposed to go down there? Like, I don't even know how I would do that. There's no way it just wants you to keep going. There must be some switch or nothing's really changed or opened up. The footprints are kind of telling me where to go, so it wants me to go back now. Trying not to use that as much as possible.
Heal me.
Okay, AFK death. Well, that's the run. I mean, it's not a surprise, but what exactly killed me even? I'll have to look back. That's so stupid. It was enjoyable too, but there goes the first playthrough. Recommendations, just don't go AFK. What the fuck? I just stood there before and it didn't do anything. But yeah, I like the internal logic of Blizzard games where it's like, even if you haven't played this series, because you've played other Blizzard games like Warcraft 3 and WoW, you would understand certain concepts and things about this game still. It's kind of like how they think. I want to actually see how that happened. Well, there he goes. I was actually enjoying it too. It wasn't just like a meme, oh, haha, let's play the mobile game. Not bad. Fuck. Let's actually watch how it happened because I didn't see it. At least I didn't die of my own fault. Like, you can't pause it, so what am I supposed to do? I thought that was like a semi-safe zone or something. That's one of the dumber things that's happened. Like, I'm safe, I'm safe. What happened? Something just randomly spawned? I didn't even move. I didn't do that. I went back. What happened? Why would it spawn in this location of all weird random places? And why wouldn't the skeletons defend me better? They climb up from there? The skeletons just stand there and let it happen? What the fuck is this? It's almost like that shouldn't count, but obviously it does. Recommendations, dude, give me a fucking break. Yeah, generally that was actually a pretty good experience. Seems like a good game, and yeah, that was actually pretty good. I wish I didn't die to the AFK, so there's the run. That's how quickly it can happen. Basically, the main gripe is just the lack of customization, at least at the outset, when you can see, like, you're not choosing stats, you're not choosing much in the way of abilities, it's just all kind of set in stone. So the problem with that is, like, okay, it's like this fear of imbalance in gaming. Because it's a multiplayer game, right, you feel people are going to min-max, look stuff up, and break the game and sort of troll each other. So that's the protection that they give in a multiplayer game. They want to try to make it balanced, even though it ends up not being balanced anyway. Like in WoW, there was always something broken, regardless. But like if it was a single-player game, nobody would even care. Even if there is something broken, it's fine, because if you come up with it yourself, you won't know what's broken unless you look it up. Right, so those sorts of revelations, like, oh, if you use this very specific combination of gear and abilities and stat bonuses and stuff, you can be, like, virtually invincible, or one-shot stuff even in the end game, but it would take a lot for you to figure that out. So it's only a protection. This is the fallacy of a multiplayer game, that, oh, we have to force it to be balanced, even though we know it's not going to be balanced, so it kind of ruins it. You have to allow that, because a lot of the fun comes, first of all, you're not truly ever going to be 100% balanced anyway, and a lot of the fun comes from things which are better than other things through a little bit of creativity and innovation. Like, you have to try and take a risk and do something crazy, and it might turn out to be broken. The problem with multiplayer games, again, is that people will just all copy it. So, like, you came up with something brilliant, use engineering plus something else, and create some crazy just crazy build and crazy character that nobody else has thought of. But then everybody jumped on the bandwagon.